Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the #1 virtual fight capital in the world, the Esports Fight League. We welcome you here on this Sunday night for ESFL 112, featuring the Xbox side with a lot of fresh blood in the scene and a lot of familiar names, especially with our main event. I am your host in play-by-play for the evening, Kingsley, and alongside me is the grind never stops, the one, the only Crooks. Crooks, how you doing this Sunday night?
I'm doing real good. I can't wait to see these fights that are just about to happen here, King.
Yeah, amazing fights, 10 fights in total. And as we take a look on this fight card right here, all amazing fights. I mean, the co-main event is going to be Fab versus Canelo, a very awesome matchup. But then the main event, EK Chis versus Lemur, and that is looking to be an amazing matchup right there, Crooks.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of these matchups are going to be bangers. We have a lot of competitors here that are making their debuts. So it's going to be real interesting to see if they're able to get past those debut jitters that a lot of the ESFL fighters have.
Yeah, I mean, so many people making their season 2 debuts along with the ESFL debuts. I know you and I, Crooks, we have a familiar face that's in the fight card that we're going to be keeping our huge eyes upon. Yuri also making his debut against Zomat. I'm very excited to see how that matchup goes. But any other underrated matchups that you see that like catches your eye per se, Crooks?
EK Issues and Hammer is a real interesting fight. Hammer is a long-time ESFL veteran. I seen him. I believe he was in Primetime MMA the last time we seen him. So he's making his debut back in the ESFL, and he's doing it against an elite fighter, EK Issues, who we know trains in one of the biggest camps on the Xbox side. So I'm real interested in that fight, as well as our main event here. EK Chiz versus PapaLemur. We all seen how good PapaLemur was in the E League. He was crushing people with those leg kicks, so we all know how really good he is. And EK Chiz is an up and coming fighter who is very good. So I'm really interested in those two fights in particular, Kingsley.
Absolutely. I mean, when you like 10 fights in total for you guys, it's an amazing night for fights. I mean, we had a stack card from last yesterday, actually, from ESFL 111. Zayev retained the title, and now we're going to take a look at the Xbox side, which is going to be amazing for you guys. So I hope you guys have a drink, grab a snack. Hope you guys are ready for a roller coaster because these fights are going to be insane. And speaking of insane, our first fight is ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Kane versus EK Top Dog. And when you look at the scout report, both guys 0-0 and looking to make up a huge impact in the spotlight right here, Crooks.
Yeah, Kane has an aggressive style of play, but he's very technical, which means he likes to come out striking, but he does it in a very methodical way to try to get you to throw certain strikes so that he can counter you at the same time. And he's a very well-rounded fighter. So if you try to take him down, he's well versed in every area. And as you look at his opponent here, which is Top Dog, it's his ESFL debut, but he also has very good timing and he has precise counters. So in my opinion, this fight is really going to take place on the feet. So I'd be real surprised if either one of these fighters.
All right, coming up next, a featherweight matchup.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we got double commentary, but these guys are looking to bring out fireworks. I mean, you got Conor McGregor on one side, Max Holloway, Top Dog using the McGregor. Interesting choice against a Holloway. I mean, you know the left straight is going to be there, but a lot of things could possibly happen as we see again. Top Dog using the Conor McGregor abode in the red gloves, and on the other side, the blue side, using Max Holloway in the blue gloves. Here we go. The first fight of ESFL 112. Here we go. Already a filling off process with the jabs. A little bit of a slip from Top Dog, but Top Dog playing a little bit outside, trying to gauge his opponent, trying to not get punished. A nice body shot landing from Kane. Oh, but a spinning roundhouse to the body. Just whips right there, but it seems like we already know what the game plan is for both of these competitors right here.
Yeah, you can see Kane is trying to apply that pressure early. He's trying to go to the body of Conor McGregor. As we all know, Conor has a problem with his stamina in real life, and that translates over to the game as well. They're both just throwing two-punch combinations, like you said, getting those feelers out for one another. He rips a good body kick right there. Nothing too fancy is happening here. No spinning kicks or anything like that. Just keeping it solid with some really good boxing here, King.
I mean, that's the thing. He's been using those slips from Top Dog and trying to land those straights, trying to get in his opponent's face. He's not really backing up as much. You see the pull. A little bit of a pull tease from Kane. Kane's just attacking the body. Oh, but the knee landed. Vicious knee to get the head held so somewhat low and just hitting with some body shots, changing up the levels a little bit more than what we see from Top Dog right there, Chris.
Yeah, he threw out that knee, and that's going to discourage and really make Top Dog think about going for that body. He almost got hit with a flip hook right there. I see these guys are trying to flip each other's jabs. They're going very jab and straight heavy, as well as trying to go to the body with the body kicks. But I would say Kane needs to be very, very careful throwing body kicks against Connor here.
And already we see some crazy shots trying to be landed from Top Dog, but Kane just staying calm, pressure, staying in front of his opponent, trying to not risk any damage to the head. The black face is fairly low, and Top Dog's trying to get advanced, but again gets punished. Oh, it gives a punish of his own. 2 minutes to go in this first round of our first fight here, and already you have to think Top Dog uses a lot of stamina. He needs to be very careful about that.
Yeah, he needs to be very, very careful. He's getting his block broken. Kane is taking a lot of damage to his block. Connor hits very, very hard. And as we all know, Connor has that out of the gates poke, so he's not gonna blow out his stamina too fast throwing all these strikes here. Max is applying good pressure, but I'd like to see him try to pick his shots just a little bit better.
Yeah, you have to think you can't fall into the game of like how Sugar Sean O'Malley did last night, of thinking you're gonna hit the home run hit and just leave your opponent to go and just keep going, constantly finish up with highlight reel knockouts. You need to find a way to get your opponent, and already Top Dog with a nice hook into the face, getting the rock, but that stamina not able to fully capitalize. Good maneuver from Top Dog to get the rock, but he's getting some shots landed on him.
Yeah, he's popping off good combinations, but he blew out his stamina there. He needs to be very, very careful against somebody like Max, because he could have gotten caught with one shot that really could have put him in trouble there.
And right now, we're going to finish it out with the end of the first round. Very good round, very back and forth. We see a flying knee landed from Kane, and then also with the Conor McGregor with the right and left hook to get the rock. Good moments for both the pairs, but when you look at this round, as we take a look at the replays right here, Crooks, where do you think this round goes to in the judges' scorecards?
Well, I think it's going to go to Top Dog because of the rock. He got that good stun on Max, and you could see even in the head health department, he's chipped away at Max's he's chipped away at his head health as well as his block. So I'd have to give that first round to Conor McGregor there.
Already in the second round, again, Top Dog from the EK camp in the red gloves using Conor McGregor. Kane being using Max Holloway in the blue. And already a similar start that we saw in the first round right here, as Top Dog's playing a little bit outside, trying to goad his opponent into a position where he wants to land those home run hits. But a nice straight and a nice kick, a spinning roundhouse to the face from Kane. Kane tried to use a Superman punch, but not really landing as much. But again, this constant pressure from Max Holloway is just staggering against Top Dog right here, folks.
Yeah, and as you can see, Holloway's doing a much better job of planting while he's throwing. He's not moving forward into stationary combos from Connor, and that's where he was getting caught in the first round. So it's a good adjustment by Kane. He's throwing 2-punch combinations, trying to get that block to go to get down, and then he's ripping those body kicks as well. So you can see he's sort of made that adjustment heading into the second round here.
Landing nice head kicks, landing nice body shots. Kane is doing right now. We saw in the lower third that was 53-46 in favor of total strikes landed from Kane, but Top Dog still crashing forward. That head health is deceitfully low for Kane. Kane landing a lot of hooks to the face of his defense right here, but he's answering back. He's answering the call, landing a head kick, knocking his opponent down, and that's the momentum builder that you need from Kane right there, Crooks.
Oh, he knocked him down with another front kick. Oh, and he's in that finishing scenario, and now he's up against the cage here, Kingsley. This is not where you want to be with a Max Holloway player. I'm telling you, it is the worst possible spot to be in. Especially now that he's a 5-star, he has such good combinations. He's able to work himself back out of that corner there, but he needs to be very, very careful here. His stamina has gone down considerably. He just got off being dropped by that front kick. He needs to take his time, recoup, and try to come up with a little bit of a better game plan to not get caught by Max here.
He may flow the right hand
doing
out
a nice
there.
job using those weight, but that only takes you so far. He's getting hit from the body. Those head kicks have been deadly for Kane, and now Kane, he's getting hit for himself. He's trying to gain some space, gain some distance from Top Dog, but Top Dog pushing on the pressure, saying that he's okay. He wants to press on because he knows he's kind of down in the second round. He's trying to steal this round back, but again, he needs to be in the distance. We're approaching the 110 mark in the second round right here, and Kane, spinning roundhouse, knocks really landing, but a good follow-up from the body shot from Kane. And Kane, he needs to find a way to get possibly a head kick. And Top Dog just needs to find a way to survive.
Yeah, and he needs to watch that stamina. Both men are having their blocks broken by 2 strikes now, so all it takes is that one straight right there, and he gets a beautiful rocking uppercut.
Oh, there it is.
He's in that finishing scenario. Is he gonna get it? He's able to get that finish. What a good dominant performance there.
Very dominant, very good. I mean, you saw Kane able to land those head kicks, able to land those body shots that didn't have a response after them. And then you saw Kane was able to work his opponent in that second round. We saw Top Dog use a lot of that stamina, getting hit in the body with those knees. And then the flying knee, I think that was chasing. You can see the replay. Boom! Right there from Max Holloway. The duck low into an uppercut. And you know that's usually a flash knockout or just a TKO waiting to happen. And just perfectly landed on the chin of Conor McGregor right there, Chris.
Yeah, and he set it up. That was all set up by the 2 rocks that he had earlier in this round. He caught him with a front kick and knocked him down. He also rocked him with another head kick. So while Conor was rocked, he thought, hey, he's gonna fire off another head kick. He's been hitting me with these kicks, and he ducked low and he caught him with that beautifully timed uppercut and was able to get that finish there. It was a great performance. And also he made some really good adjustments there in the second round to negate Conor's power there.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, he was able to adapt from the first round. He got rocked a little bit, and it could have gone his round for Top Dog. But Top Dog using all that stamina, able to land some combinations. But, he was going for more home runs than rather following the game plan, and that led to Kane's benefit, where he was able to land those uppercuts, able to just play the way he wanted to play. And when he wanted to change up a little bit, turn up the heat a little bit, it worked out so well, especially with Max Holloway's stamina and his combinations. Just a good result from both guys in their debuts. Kane being 1-0 in the ESFL for the second season, and Top Dog looking to rebound the next time he possibly gets a chance, being 0-1. And speaking of someone who is 0-1, EK Maseo is looking to get back to 500 in the second fight of the night. LFC Don is looking to get his first one. And when you look at the scout report, Crooks right here, it's looking like this is going to be a very awesome fight on paper.
Yeah, and Maseo is a counter striker. He has a strong top game on the ground as well, and he's really happy to fight anywhere. He's good anywhere it goes. And Don here is a good counter striker as well. He has great wrestling, and he loves to put on a show. So, regardless of what the picks are here in this weight class, it's going to be a banger of a fight. Both of these guys are going to be trying to set each other up to get that flashy KO. So we're going to see who really is able to catch who in this matchup here.
And a little bit of deja vu from a previous UFC card, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, as very interesting picks. Seems like this could possibly go to the ground, but it seems like it's just going to be constantly stand up as Herb Dean gets Conor McGregor ready. That is LFC Don in the red gloves. Then EK Maseo looking to be 1-1 with a victory right here in the blue. Just Dustin Poirier. Our second fight is ready to go, and let's see how they both start things off. And already just kind of a different pace. Both guys trying to find their distance. A nice catch. Oh, but a very nice knee in response. Both guys know what to do when it comes to the body shot. So kind of a different style of fight that we're seeing from the first fight right here.
Yeah, it's a lot more fast-paced here. As you can see, Don's trying to catch him with 4-punch combinations here. And Maseo is kind of just trying to block it, but he's applying that pressure to try to catch Conor on the back foot here. He needs to be very careful not to get caught with any of those power shots, though, Kingsley.
Yeah, and already we've seen Don trying to play the outskirts of the octagon, trying to play a little bit of a counter puncher, but nice leg kicks landing so far for Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is doing really well. Oh, but a nice hook landing from Don. Don able to get some strikes, get some landing on the body a little bit. And right now we're seeing some straights be landed, but leg kicks, the consistent leg kicks, Maseo is using very nicely. And Conor McGregor, he's gonna have to figure out how to check those kicks, because those leg kicks could just be so detrimental in the fight, especially going against the Dustin Poirier right there.
Yeah, and we know what happened to Conor when he failed to check those calf kicks in real life. It was his downfall. So, and you do not want to have to get in a scenario where you have to switch stances with Conor McGregor, because he only has an 80 overall switch stance. So you want to check those kicks or try to make him pay each time he throws those there, Kingsley.
Yeah, and already we're saying, oh, almost a front kick landing, but not in close distance. As we see Maseo just taking his opponent to the back of the octagon a little bit. Don still playing that counter puncher way. He's trying to use the 1 and 2 to disrupt the blockades, but he gets punished with a nice front kick to the face from Maseo. Maseo just being patient, not really over aggressively landing out combinations. He's just taking his time, having his opponents back to the cage, and when he's ready to strike, he's able to land, but he needs to watch out for those hooks. He needs to watch out for the uppercut, because he will get damaged just like that, Crooks. He needs to watch out if he's going to pursue this aggressively when his back is to the cage.
Yeah, both of these guys are doing what I call pocket fighting. There is no room for error against either one of these fighters in the pocket. They can really, really make you pay. So it's a game of it's a real game of who's going to slip the first strike and punish each other more. They both have really good power. Maceo's applying the pressure. Don's trying to just get him off him by catching him with clean counters, but he's getting ripped to the body as he leans up against the cage there, and he's eating calf kicks. This is a banger of a fight so far, Kingsley.
Yeah, very much a banger, and we see Don, he's using those pulls a little bit. I know he wants to get the pull and uppercut and land some nice knees. He's making Poirier work a little bit, and now he's almost turning the tables. But man, almost trying to land that body shot, but not able to land. Maseo playing distance very well. He needs to watch out for the head health, because every time he goes forward, he's getting hit like with those shots, and now the head health is blinking. And you would think that Don would be the aggressor, but playing a little bit counterpuncher has been working to his benefit as we take a look at these replays right here.
Yeah, I don't know who honestly run that round. They both landed good shots on each other. They both got some good damage off. Of course, in the heading into the second round, they're both going to make their adjustments off of what each other was doing in the first. But I honestly don't know who won that first round at all, Kingsley. It was very close.
And you know what? When you go into the second round, that's very close. You have all the momentum on both of your sides, so you need to put this round in the defensive column for you. So let's see how it goes. Again, the Don using Conor McGregor getting hit with that leg kick by EK Maseo in the blue using Dustin Poirier. And we see right here, again, from the first round, both guys fighting in the phone booth. Oh, but the whiff! And the nice uppercuts to knock down Maseo. Although momentum is in the side of the Don, and the Don is looking really great right now, Crooks.
Yeah, he countered that right. He slipped it back, was able to get a good counter off and knock Maseo down. Now, Maseo needs to understand that you just got dropped. Conor is a very good momentum fighter. Once he gets that momentum on his side, he can finish you and with a quickness. So he needs to try to get back into this fight, get some more points, and try to get a knockdown if he wants this round. But he has to be careful because Don made that perfect read already, and he's starting to get a read on what he's trying to do. He switched stance back into southpaw here, and he's back up against the fence, but Maseo needs to be very, very careful.
He needs to be very, very careful. I mean, he's being aggressive. He kind of needs to be a little bit more aggressive than he was in the first round after that knockout to get this round back, to get some momentum. But right now, like, Don is looking really great. Just able to use those 1-2s to disrupt the blockades, land some body shots, land some knees, and you have to think the uppercut landing from the Conor McGregor pick. Don very close, knocking on the door into another knockout. Oh, but the pull doesn't work, and there we go, another knockdown, the second knockdown. Well, it's almost close. The head health just blinking so closely. We might be getting close to a knockout right here, Crooks.
Yeah, you can see his head is flashing, but he whiffs a kick right there. That could have been very, very dangerous. But as you can see, Dustin Poirier's head health is at probably about 25%. So Maseo needs to be very careful. He can no longer exchange punches here with Conor McGregor in the pocket. He needs to try to slow down and catch Conor either with a front kick or some kind of head kick to try to get him rocked. Because if he doesn't, it's going to be very, very hard to make a comeback here, Kingsley.
You have to think that same timing that EK Maseo tried to have to, oh, but again, the left straight into the face, and now we're going to the ground into a posture up opportunity. That head health is blinking. Don not able to get it. Now, if you're Conor McGregor, you have 3 knockdowns. You think you have to get this back up to like the striking as soon as possible, because when a situation like this happens, this can only spell trouble for Don right here, Crooks.
Yeah, you do not want to be on the ground with Dustin Poirier. Number one, because Dustin's ground game is elite. He is an elite ground game. He has good submissions, which we all know is Conor's weakness in the game as well as in real life. He's not very good at defending submissions, and he's getting good ground and pound off, and he's recovering here. So if you're Conor, I would suggest trying to get yourself to the fence, work your way back up, and try to get back to the feet.
No, credit where credit's due. Don has been doing a good job denying those posture up takedowns as that's the end of the second round. I mean, man, I think that look at that whip into an uppercut, perfectly planted with a nice counter punish right there. I mean, look at this from the angle right here and just getting another knockdown crooks. You have to think that could have possibly been a 10-8 round for Don.
Definitely is a 10-8 round. He had 2 knockdowns there, so he's really taking control of this fight, has Don.
Now the aggressor, Maseo, needs to find a way to get back in this fight, trying to get a finish. He seemed like he was having a good job with the ground game in that last part of the second round. So how long do you think it will take for him to try to take it to the ground again?
I would try to pressure him and get him in a clinch. I wouldn't necessarily shoot for a takedown because then you can eat a front kick, but he needs to try to set up a takedown. That head health is blinking and it's not looking very good. You do not want to be standing up with Connor if you don't have to. But here he rips another good calf kick, and he's got him where he needs to be at. As he gets rocked and knocked down again, it's going to be a very dangerous position. He gets hit with that uppercut off the break there, Kingsley. It looks like it's going to be a wrap here as McGregor backs up there.
1 step forward, 2 steps back for Maseo. He was looking to get some momentum, but then Don was able to just counter and put him down in the ground with a knockdown. And already the block gauge is so low compared to that 1 and 2. And then the head health blinking every time he just touches him with a nice straight. And you have to think Don, credit to him, going with the left straight, gets hit with an up kick, being very patient. But now Don staying his back to the cage. You know that Maseo needs to pressure up, but again, the head health, he can't trade with his opponent, and Don is just taking his time to finish his opponent.
Yeah, I like it. He's taking his time. He realized, hey, I'm winning this round. I'm getting these knockdowns. Your head health is blinking, and there he goes. He gets another beautiful knockdown. He decides not to jump in the guard, which is smart right there. He knows he has Maseo in trouble here. He's just methodically picking him apart. He's hitting him to the body as well as to the head here, Kingsley.
Yeah, and you have to think he was doing a good job denying, but you can't get careless. He still has enough stamina to get a nice 3-piece combination. Don, but a left straight will seal the deal as the Don stands tall in the second fight of ESFL 112. Man, what a good showing! Just playing that counter punch and having his back to the cage and just putting on his point. I mean, what you like when you saw in the whole fight, that one whip from the head kick and able with the uppercut just set the whole tone for the rest of the fight right here, folks.
Yeah, I mean, it only takes one with Connor, man. He slipped 1 strike, and like I said, he's a very, very heavy momentum fighter. So once he gets you hurt, it's very easy for him to rock you again. Don had the read on Maseo, and he just put it on him. He made the right adjustments heading into that second round after a very, very close first round, and he really dominated from that second round on. So it was a beautiful, beautiful performance by Don there.
A beautiful performance. I mean, Don, he was making his debut, and he looked like a freaking natural in the spotlight of the ESFL, being 1-0. But for EK Maseo, 0-2, he had a good game plan trying to be aggressive, but not really able to put it all together. I mean, one mistake, and then it was all the Conor McGregor show. So if you were EK Maseo, what do you have to do to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out some game plan for next time?
Well, if you're Maseo, you got to go back and look at what went wrong, which was you whiffed that head kick. That's a high risk, high reward move, and you weren't able to hit it. So maybe try to mix up your combinations to where you don't have to necessarily throw a head kick to get a rock or a knockdown, and just make adjustments even after that. Like what happened, what went wrong, where did it start to spiral, and then you go from there and you make the adjustments there. But you can't take away from what Don did. He had a beautiful performance. He made those right adjustments. It's a very, very hard fight against a buffed up Dustin Poirier. He in his own right has a very good punching speed and very, very good punching power. So Maseo, just go back and watch the footage and try to make the right adjustments for your next fight, man.
Absolutely. We're all about adjustments and just skills when it comes to the ESFL. But speaking of skills and adjustments, our third fight is going to be in the women's bantamweight, and it's going to be Bumba, who is making his debut against Mayhem, who was 0-1. And when you look at the scouting report right here, this looks like an excellent fight right here.
Yeah, so Bumba, he adapts under pressure. So he's okay with getting backed up and getting into that corner. He feels comfortable there. He's really comfortable everywhere, especially even on the ground. He has very good defensive head movement, so you're not just going to be able to come forward and pressure fight him like that. But then on the other side, we have Mayhem, who's very adaptive himself. He has very good, precise striking. He knows what to throw in any scenario that he runs into or encounters in the middle of a fight. And he also is a very, very good defensive grappler. But with both of these choices of fighters, I don't think we're going to be going to the ground anytime soon.
Oh, this seems like it's going to be a slobber knocker of a brawl in this third fight here of ESFL 112. I mean, Herdine, our referee, again, it's going to be Bumba in the red gloves using D-Redmayne versus Mayhem, who is using the Chris Cyborg in the blue gloves. And you can already see Mayhem ready to go, ready to get this fight going as Herdine gets the fight going. A nice touch of gloves. And here we go, the third fight of ESFL 112. And already we're seeing the changing of the levels, body shots being landed, but not really as much as a quicker pace. But both guys just want to fill. It's more of a fill-out process that we're seeing right here, folks.
Yeah, we can see they're trying to get a good feel for the spacing on each other. If Bumba really wants to play at range, he does not want to be standing too much in front of Cyborg. He wants to play at the proper range for Jermaine Durandamy, who has a 95 speed and a 95 punch power, and he does not want to be eating those head kicks from Cyborg. But Cyborg is built to pressure box you, which we see Mayhem doing perfectly right here. He's hitting with good two-piece combinations right there, getting some good damage off there, Kingsley.
And what started the action was a nice sidestep into a nice combination. And also one thing you have to know is like it goes like unnoticed, but the leg kicks already, the left leg already down compared to the other health meters that you see on D-Redmayne's character. But right now those leg kicks doing some nice damage, and the clean striking from Mayhem causing some mayhem in the octagon, and just a nice little stumble from that leg kick right there. It just seems like all the game plan is going right, but you need to watch out when you find the fumble because you never know. But overhand just whiffs, but so far so good for Mayhem.
Yeah, Mayhem is cracking at those legs. He's trying to get Bumba to switch stances. It's going to take a toll on not only the power, but as well as his preferred stance, because the one thing that I've learned in my playing career is a lot of people don't like fighting in southpaw or vice versa. So he's trying to test how good Bumba's game is here. He's using Cyborg at the proper range. If I'm Bumba, I'm trying to stop him from coming in by using those. Use Jermaine Durandamy's teep kicks. Use the jab straights to keep him at range. Work that body. Chris Cyborg does not have the best cardio, and he's throwing at a high output here. He tries to catch him with a jab straight head kick right there, and now he's got him back up against the fence here.
A little turn of play that we're seeing right here. We see Bumba being the more pressure fighter in this situation, not really trying to gauge the distance, trying to get that head kick going, but the Black Age able to disrupt it a little bit, and now just in the fumble, leg kicks being dished out, and that head held for Bumba being so low, and you need to watch out because that is punishable, and it gets punished. Mayhem on the warpath, trying to get capitalization from that rock, but so far so good as we're under 1 minute in this first round right here, folks.
Yeah, he got a good check hook right there off of a whiff kick, and that did some very, very good damage. The one thing that I don't like that Bumba did here is he switched stance. You do not want to get both of your legs cut down to where they're both at equal health. You want to stay in the same stance until your leg really gets beat up enough to where you have to switch stances. So that way it gives you the ability to be able to check those kicks. But I mean, like I said, I'm the commentator, he's the fighter, so he knows what he's doing here. He's getting pressured by Mayhem. He needs to try to earn some respect in his pocket and check those kicks going into the second round.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of those kicks, not a single kick checked in those last couple of moments. I mean, you see that head health just being so low. I mean, Mayhem doing a very nice job to have possibly that round in the bag. You see, great round, but hopefully we'll get to see more and maybe the adaptability from Bumba, because Bumba had some good moments in being aggressive. But let's see how the second round goes as Herb Dean is getting the fighters ready. Will we see a touch of gloves? We will. Bumba again in the red gloves, Mayhem in the blue, and already trying to start with a knee, not really in range. And that's like one of the key points that we need to check out for the distance and the range and the whiffs, because that one whiff costs a lot of damage from that first round. So it's all about whether you gauge your distance right here.
Yeah, as we can see, as he whiffs another kick there, you can just see Mayhem is judging the distance and the range very, very well. He's causing whiffs out of Jermaine Durandamy, and sooner or later he's going to get the timing on either an overhand or a front kick himself, as he's major lunging out of the way there. I feel like Bumba just needs to take a step back and change up the timing that he's throwing at. Mayhem clearly has his timing as he's cracking him with not only with calf kicks, but as well as two-punch combinations. He needs to just slowly take his time, work on the outside, use body teeps to try to keep Cyborg off of him here, Kingsley.
Yeah, and we already see like those little teases of the leg kicks that Mayhem is doing, landing some of them, just trying to give some to for Bumba to figure out as a nice catch of the leg, but not able to do anything with it. Mayhem doing some nice lifts, doing some nice side steps to get his opponent. And again, a little bit of a tease from that leg kick, but not really landing. Oh, but that could have been a major whiff for Bumba. Bumba gets hit with an uppercut on cue. And right now, as the first round was going, the second round is the same as another rock goes in favor of Mayhem right there, Crooks.
Yeah, like as I said before, Mayhem has got Bumba's timing. He knew he was going to throw a two-punch combination right there and just loaded up that jab uppercut and absolutely rocked him. So now Bumba needs to try to take it easy. Understand that you're down here as he gets walked by another jab hook right there. He's getting back up to the cage. He got hit with a good body kick right there. And now Cyborg is adding on the pressure. We know how hard she hits. He tries to hit him with a head kick there. Luckily, his block held up. But this is a very, very dangerous position. But Jermaine Durandamy has the ability to turn this fight around. She has the punch speed as well as the power to flip this at any point. He just needs to change up the timing on the strikes that he's throwing here, Kingsley.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities. He has a lot of stamina to use, but Mayhem I just love the patient pressure of the Chris Cyborg pick. I mean, the body shots, the leg kicks, able to do a lot. If they just keep on staying with this game plan, it's looking like it's going to be a good round for them with under 1 minute remaining. But those knees are landing for both competitors, and the side steps have just been so beautiful lately that we're seeing in this fight. And the leg kicks just, oh, and another side step, vicious side step, reminiscent of Holly Holm against Ronda Rousey right there, Crooks. And so far, so good for Mayhem.
Yeah, Mayhem needs to be very, very careful throwing these body kicks inside the pocket. He's almost gotten caught twice by JDR, and if he gets caught, that could be an absolute game changer. His head health will go down considerably, so he needs to be very, very careful here.
And already the head health being low for Chris Cyborg, getting some little bit of a blinking head health, but a good round for both fighters in that octagon. Bumba needs to find a way to get this third round possibly to the ground or look for a finish right there, folks.
Yeah, he's down. I believe he's down 2 rounds. He needs to try to come out and figure out a way to get Mayhem out of here.
And all right, the third and final round of this contest. Again, Bumba in the red gloves, Mayhem in the blue. Mayhem continue on the performance. Oh, and a whiff, but not able to be in range for a punish. Both fighters whipping on their kicks. Again, both head health is in blinking reach. So far, just a little bit of patience, not really trying to force the issues. And you see those double feints of the leg kicks, not really landing as much, but giving their opponent something to think about. Bumba on the back seat, trying to land a leg kick of their own. But Mayhem taking their time, but as we see, punches 69 to 65 in favor of Bumba. But Bumba needs to find a way to get out of this rocky situation. The fourth rock of the contest, and Mayhem is looking to finish this fight right here, Crooks.
Yeah, he has him on the back foot, but like you said, he's taking his time. He's not rushing things. He's not giving Bumba a lot of counter opportunities here. He's slowly picking at that head, hitting it with a jab, going down to the body. He needs to be careful. He got caught right there trying to throw a kick. He rocks him again, hits him with a good lead hook, knocks him down, goes with the calf kick right there, and uppercuts him for the knockout right there. That was nasty.
Mayhem causes Mayhem to be 1-1. Finally get that elusive win that they were looking for in season 2 to get a win against Bumba. But look at this replay right here. Boom! Straight with the combinations with an uppercut from the left side. And that was all she wrote. I mean, what a good performance from Mayhem. Just not being super aggressive to their detriment, but just able to put on a nice, clean striking ability to get the win right there.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance. And for all of you that are newer to the game, if you want to pressure, that is the way that you pressure. Mayhem was not overcommitting. He was not giving Bumba a lot of counter opportunities at all. He wasn't just headhunting. He was going down to the body. He was chopping away with those leg kicks. It was absolutely beautiful the way that he played that. You couldn't play that matchup any better with using that kind of pressure. An absolute beautiful performance there by Mayhem. And shout out to him for having the wherewithal and the fight IQ to play that way.
Absolutely. I mean, that's how you want to be in the ESFL. I mean, once you have those opportunities and you're able to get a victory, that's only going to put you higher in the ESFL number cards. I mean, that's what you're working towards. And maybe they could climb up the ladder to get an ESFL title shot. They keep up that momentum, but you're going to only face harder and tougher competition when you go throughout this fight card. But speaking of tough competition, this one is another one from the EK boys. We have EK Issues going against Hammer in our fourth fight right here. And look, when you look at the scout report, you know these guys are going to look to find a way to put their mark on the spotlight right here.
Yeah, EK Issues is actually making his ESFL debut. So this is gonna be real interesting to see how he plays it. It looks like he's gonna go with that Cody Garbrandt pick there, which kind of fits into his concept of having that aggressive striking, and he's a very, very crafty grappler. So Cody Garbrandt fits that style of play to the T. And then we got Hammer, who is a very technical grappler, I'm sorry, and a very highly experienced player. He has been around forever in the ESFL game, and he's very determined to get this victory here. So we're gonna see if Hammer is able to get Issues on the ground, or is Issues going to dominate with that very, very high-powered striking offense that Cody Garbrandt has in this game.
A tale as old as time, a striker versus a grappler. Let's see who wins the battle as we're in probably our second last fight of the prelims before we go into the main card. But EK Issues using the Cody Garbrandt as our referee gets things started. Aljamain Sterling being used by Hammer. Let's see how long it takes to even possibly go to the ground. Now already a rock! Already in less than 20 seconds. Already the pressure from the Cody Garbrandt. Already a knockdown! Oh my God! EK Issues says I'm not here for a long time, but a good time. And already, Crooks, you have to think Hammer needed to get this fight to the ground because it was almost over just like that.
Yeah, he did the right thing. Cody Garbrandt does not play around as he gets that roll there. And now this is a very dangerous place for Cody, man. Aljamain Sterling has that rubber guard as he gets locked into it here. Let's see what he does as he tries to transition to get out of this bad position that he put himself in. He's able to get out. He's able to stand back up. But if I'm Hammer here, I'm immediately trying to clinch or try to slip a strike here. Shoots for another takedown and gets taken down into that sprawl position there, Kingsley.
A famous Mike Tyson once said everybody got plans until they get punched in the mouth, and man, Hammer got punched in the mouth, and the game plan just went out the window of trying to strike with Cody Garbrandt. But EK Issues giving Hammer some issues, but again, taking the backpack, but nice denial, very nice denial, almost trying to get the backpack right here. EK Issues doing a very nice job. Vanessa, oh, but wait a minute, hold the phone, let the script a second, as we see Hammer get a knockdown of his own. This fight has already been crazy so far, Crooks.
Yeah, Hammer said, you know what, you ain't the only ones that got hands in this octagon, Cody. We're gonna go ahead and get you rocked, get you back up against that cage, take you down, and here he goes for that rear naked choke that we know is one of the toughest submissions to get out of here, Kingsley.
Very tough, but the escape bar is closer than the submit button. It seems like he could possibly cancel to get the position again with under 2 minutes, but he's still going for it. Hammer just wanting to keep the position, keep him down as long as he can. But again, we see EK Issues doing a nice job on the top game, able to get to a posture up and get back to stand up as he does right here again, right on cue with 130 left. But a nice sidestep into a sprawl position. You see both guys just stay into the game plan. One's good at striking, one's good at grappling, and now it's all about who's going to get that next rock right there, Crooks.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say necessarily that one's only good at striking. They're both very, very good at striking. As you see Hammer back here on the ground, this is where Hammer needs to do most of his work. He needs to try to get that back, try to get that takedown against Cody Garbrandt here.
And already with 45 seconds to go, spinning kick to the body of EK Issues. EK Issues trying to play more in the phone booth, trying to slip a little bit. And now they're just trading. We're trading in the phone booth. That could have been a very detrimental hit to the face of Cody Garbrandt, but Hammer finding his way, trying to use that jab into a takedown, but not able to get the takedown as we approach 10 seconds left. Who's going to try to land that home run hit, try to get their opponent sleeping, as we will go into the second round, shockingly, after that fast pace of a first round right there, Crooks.
Yeah, that first round was very, very fast paced, and I don't know who run it. They both rocked each other in that round there, Kingsley.
And already in the second round, both guys just want to get straight back into it, trying to land some combinations. And we see the hook, nice whipping and just slipping from Hammer. Hammer able to do a nice job so far. Right now, we're seeing both guys be a little bit more patient than the first round. Final phone base, nice combinations, not really disrupting the block gauge as much. Nice uppercut, not letting. Oh, but the whiff and the slip from Ea Issues. Starting it again. Now he needs to be a little bit more patient if he wants to get a knockdown. He has a head blinking a little bit, but again, the Hammer being so elusive and able to come back if he wants to. Crooks, this could still be anyone's fight.
Yeah, but as you can see, Hammer's head health is starting to go down. He needs to be very careful how much he's really exchanging. He pulls guard right there. That's the smartest thing that he could have done. He gets Cody back in this rubber guard here. Now, this is a very, very dangerous position. Luckily, Cody's able to hit the posture up to stack guard right there. But even as he gets feet on hips, wisely decides to get out of that position because Aljamain could have hit the reversal right there.
And all right, into a clinch position, trying to get his opponent back to the ground and already into full mount, into a rubber guard. He's going to try to reverse this into possibly a side control, but good job by Ea Issues, knowing what he wants to do, but again, a reverse. And this is where Hammer wants to be. He doesn't want to stay standing up. He wants to do his damage on the ground with 2:30 left in the second round right here. But as soon as I said that, we're back in the clinch position, taking over the back a little bit, but gets him back to the ground. Now, Crooks, do you think we're possibly going to see a rear naked choke opportunity right here?
Yeah, he's either going to go for a rear naked choke. Luckily, Cody's able to roll that in the backside there. He's going to go back into the back sitting position. He might occasionally, oh, there he goes. He's going to go for the rear naked choke again. We've seen this last time. Ea Issues did a very, very good job at defending this, but his stamina is much, much lower in this situation than it was in the past one. But his bar is still filling up very nicely. He's not doing very sporadic movements that we see in people that end up getting subbed in this position. He's doing a great job, and it looks like he's going to get out of here and roll into Aljamain Sterling's full guard.
And funny enough, it's a side control right here for Hammer. For Ea Issues, as he stands back up with 1 minute to go. It's a flying knee! We got a flying knee, but the whip! Oh my God, what a sequence! We saw that flying knees get flying. But Crooks, go ahead. This fight has been crazy so far.
One got rocked and the other one tried to turn around and finish him, and then he gets dropped again. Man, they're laying it all out there. Look at the stamina on both of these competitors, and we're only into the second round. You want to talk about guys that are trying to put on a show. These guys are trying to take each other's heads off here.
This is the brawl that you want to see in the ESFL. Are you not entertained? As we are shockingly, again, going to the third and final round of this contest. Give these guys 2 more rounds, as this has been a non-stop brawl, just slips and flying knees, anything unpredictable, and we're going to get it going again. They better touch them up, because these guys have been put on the show for the ESFL people live here on Twitch and on YouTube, and already trying to go for a takedown, but not able to get it. But man, so far, who knows how this fight's going to go on the striking, because man, Crooks, anything is possible.
Yeah, both of these guys have been throwing haymakers, and they both have been catching each other. If I have one concern, it's as Hammer comes into the pocket, he's eating a lot of stationary combos from Cody Garbrandt. And look at that head health. It's very, very significantly lower than Ea Issues. He needs to try to clinch him up, get him up against that cage, and try to get him on the ground to where he can utilize the best ground game in the counterweight division. He gets caught right there, though, Kingsley.
Yeah, he gets caught right there for a rock, but again, not enough stamina for Cody Garbrandt, as he's just, every time he gets a rock, he's using a lot more stamina. Flying knee, number 3 attempts does not work, but again, it's been those moves, it's been those flying knees, those crazy shots, as we see right there. Oh, but the slip, able to keep Hammer back in this fight. 3:16 left. Austin says he almost kicked her butt as another rock happens again. Body shots, landing, flying knee again! Flying knee! Hammer fighting back! Are you kidding me? Hammer's trying to find his way back in this fight. He's landing flying knees. The third one lands. And here we go. Crooks, this is insane. I don't know what's going to happen here, man.
Man, Hammer must have went to the Mike Tyson School of Head Movement, because he's surviving here. I don't know how he is, but he is. He's not getting caught with any shots that are putting him away, but he's catching. He's able to get that spear takedown there. Now there's 2 minutes left. He's going for the Kimura, but luckily Cody gets that roll in the sprawl. He's gonna try to get up here. Now, is Hammer gonna jump on his back or go for that back sitting takedown? He goes for the backpack, which is Aljamain's nickname, ironically. He's probably either gonna go for the armbar or the rear naked choke. Luckily, EK Issues blocks that rear naked choke, turns into the backside position. What is Hammer going to do here? He goes and takes the back. It's a very, very dominant position. Is he going to go for the armbar here? It looks like he is. And EK Issues is in very, very big trouble here. We all know how good Aljamain Sterling's submissions are. And we all know particularly how dominant these arm bars can be in top mount. So it's a very, very sticky situation here at Kingsley.
Very sticky indeed. Both Santa very low. Under 1 minute to go. That Santa bar is getting closer and closer. The escape bar, he needs to do a better job. EK Issues very close. He's going to have time. Hammer, can he get the tap out? He will! Hammer with the flying knees and possibly the fight of the night gets the victory over EK Issues. Crooks, what an incredible fight.
That's got to be fight of the night. Look, Zaina, I need bonuses for both of these guys. It don't matter that Hammer got the submission. These guys deserve the fight of the night bonus. Man, these guys really laid everything that they had out there. Hammer was getting rocked, then he would come back and rock him again. He was able to get it down on the ground there. He was able to get him in top mount and hit that armbar. But overall, it was a great performance by both of those guys.
I mean, this is what the ESFL is all about. Where are you at? I mean, you need to be here to see incredible fights. That is what the ESFL represents. Just both competitors just putting it all on the line, flying knees. You see head kicks. You see one guy trying to finish the fight. You see adaptability. This is what we want to see in the ESFL, and it only gets better from here. And this is still the prelim, y'all. These fights have been incredible, and we're still in the prelim. So if you guys are having such a magnificent time, please follow our Twitch, follow our YouTubes, join our Discords. We have 4 fights every week. So many amazing fights from our affiliate leagues to our multi-tournaments to our ESFL number cards. This is where you want to be for incredible fights like that. Definitely a classic. And man, we're going to have many more classics to go. And man, Crooks, I know we've been looking forward to this next fight, because it's one of our boys, both of our boys, Double Matt versus Yuri. And when you look at the scouting report, both guys making their debut, but the scouting report says they are proven vets when it comes to the scene.
Well, yeah, and we're having some staff on staff crime. We got Yuri, our boy Yuri Thunderdome versus the OG Double Matt. And Double Matt is a world-class grappler. He's an innovator, and he has very, very effective wrestling. But he's going up against Jiri, who has great pressure boxing. He's unafraid of grappling himself. He does not mind being on the ground, and he has very, very good head movement. As we see the Aldo versus Holloway pick here. So we're going to see a great fight here at Kingsley.
We know that Yuri has been practicing on his YouTube channel, trying to practice for this fight right here. While Double Matt said, like, he slept Zayav, the PS4 champion for the ESFL, in a sparring match in UFC 4. So both competitors are trained very heavily for this fight. And this is our future prelim fight, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions whenever you can. We have predictions happening all night tonight for Sunday night ESFL 112 as we get this fight going. Again, Double Matt in the red gloves using Jose Aldo. Yuri making his debut from the commentary booth into the ESFL using the Max Holloway. And here we go, already a different kind of pace. Both guys going for a head kick, not head kicks, leg kicks and knees, and just fighting the phone booth. But a nice sidestep from Yuri. Yuri just having to practice, just knowing his game plan with nice body shots, answering back. Both guys answering back. Yuri already on the warpath, trying to get a finish quickly right here, folks.
Yeah, I think Yuri understands that he has one of the best strikers, if not the best striker in the division in Max Holloway. He has a very, very solid chin. And he knows that Aldo's chin can be a little suspect, even with that very, very good rating. But we see Double Matt putting on the pressure here. And the reason why he's putting on the pressure here is because he doesn't want to fight at range with Max Holloway because of spin kicks like that. But he can also clinch him up and push him up against the cage anytime he really feels like he's in trouble there. But so far, Jerry's implementing a great game plan.
Yeah, and we see here, as you were saying, Craig, I mean, both guys, you see Yuri trying to pressure up his opponent, but the knees are landing for Double Matt. Double Matt able to stay closer his opponent. Oh, and a nice slip for the right straight into the face of Yuri. Yuri needs to be careful. He can't afford crazy trades or getting his leg kick just being destroyed right here. But again, we know the game plan of Double Matt. Just destroy the legs. Oh, but you can't suffer uppercuts like that because Yuri is doing such a good job so far.
Yeah, Yuri is trying to pull counter a lot. He's using those major lunges beautifully to get out of the corner when he feels like he's in trouble. But Double Man is cracking off those slip straights there. So Yuri needs to be very, very careful how much he leads with that jab or that straight. He misses a body kick right there. He's able to land that spin back body kick. And we can see Yuri is not being he's not head hunting and he's not body hunting either. He's mixing it up on the targets of his strikes. As he gets clinched right there, he's Double Matt's able to get a takedown, but Yuri up kicks in there. That's a perfect scenario to play out for Yuri there, Kingsley.
And we see the nice uppercut landing from the combination from Yuri. I mean, to Double Matt's credit, he was able to get 2 slips and able to get a front kick to lower the head health of Yuri. But Yuri doing such a good job. But again, the side steps from Double Matt being very clean, under 1 minute to go in this first round. And we're seeing Jose Aldo just being close. But the pull counters for the uppercut for Yuri seems to be in the move. He wants to get that very closely when it gets into the close of the phone booth. But Double Matt using the last stamina in this first round. And that has to be something that we need to watch out for as the body shots and head health is working for Double Matt right there, Crooks.
Yeah, and Double Matt is getting caught with lower stamina when he's getting hit than Yuri is. That's why his health stats are starting to drain a little bit faster than Max's. So he needs to be careful and watch his output as he's able to hit Yuri with a good kick right there at the end of the round.
Yeah, absolutely. A great round. And Krugs, I'll give it to you. Do you feel like both of these guys are going to have any ESFL jitters? We know how Yuri, how much he was excited for this opportunity. Do you think he has a little bit of nerves? And do you think he's gone away from those nerves, especially after that first round?
Well, if Yuri has any nerves, he hasn't been showing it quite yet. He's been using the movement of Max Holloway very, very well. He's been picking his shots. Like I said, he's been mixing it up. He's been going to the head, going to the body, and he's been cutting those angles to where he can't be trapped in that corner. So it doesn't look like he has any jitters here, Kingsley.
And we'll see if he could put Double Matt away in the second round right here. But Double Matt is not going away without a fight. As we're in the second round, Double Matt again in the red gloves, Yuri in the blue using Max Holloway. Oh, nice body shot from the pull away from Yuri. But Yuri trying to use those uppercuts, but a nice head kick landing for Double Matt. And Double Matt has been getting sneakily those nice body shots. Oh, but a mistake right there. The whip from the body shot into a punish zone for Yuri, able to get a rock. And just a good start from Yuri right there, Crux.
Yeah, it's starting to swing the momentum in the way of Yuri here. He's catching Double Man a lot more. Double Man is leading too much with that jab, so Yuri is major lunging out of the way and making him pay for whiffing those strikes. If you pay attention here, look at Double Man's health stats. Those are slowly but surely draining. He's starting to get put at a disadvantage here. He needs to slow down, pick his shots just a little bit better against the Max Holloway that Yuri is putting out there.
So far, so good for Yuri, but Double Matt needs to find a way to just answer the bell and try to fight back, because now Yuri is able to get these slips and able to just sidestep away, trying to use a little bit of the 50-50 in that head health. Oh, but the whiff and just uppercut landing. Yuri, can he put it away? 1-0 goes for Yuri as he puts away Double Matt with the Max Holloway. Impressive showing for the 1-0 Yuri.
Yeah, great performance. It didn't look like he had any ESFL jitters. He knew the game plan coming in was, look, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to let Double Matt come and pressure me, and I'm going to counter him and get him out of stat deficit. And it only took one mistake. He threw that head kick. It did not land, and Yuri punished him and was able to finish the fight. Great performance by Yuri there.
I mean, we saw, look at these replays. I mean, the slip down from the head kick, knowing that he was getting hit with those head kicks a lot, and then able to use that left hook into an uppercut on the way down of a falling down Jose Aldo to just put it away. All that training and practice on his YouTube channel has been working out for him as he is now 1-0. And Crooks, if we know anything, we're not going to hear the end of it on Wednesdays because we know he's going to come out here and say, "Yeah, I'm in the ESFL and I'm undefeated. Let's go." So congratulations to our fellow commentator. What an amazing showing from him. But Crooks, any more things that you have for the double match showing?
Yeah, double mat. I mean, you made a little bit of mistakes there, man. You overthrew, and that head kick cost you right there. That's a very very tough matchup with Max Holloway. As we all know, Max Holloway got those buffs to his stats. He's the best player. He's the best character in featherweight. So it's a tough matchup. But you did some great things there. You were able to pressure Yuri. It's just some minor tweaks to your game, and that outcome might swing your way. So don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged and definitely come back and compete again.
And let's take a look at this fight card because we are all done with the prelims, but these prelims have been absolutely amazing so far. I mean, what fight stuck out to you when we look back at these prelims? I mean, I know what looks amazing for me from these prelims, but man, I just want to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, that EK issues hammer fight, man. I mean, what other fight? You can't go back on this card and be like, there's any other fight that's been like that fight. That fight was absolutely amazing and it was a banger. It could honestly be a fight of the year candidate, in my opinion, for the ESFL. So that fight really stands out, as well as the Mayhem and Bumba fight. Mayhem put on an absolutely beautiful performance in his victory against Bumba. So those are the two fights that stick out for me the most there, Kingsley.
And again, so many great fights. Maybe we will probably see that in one of our ESFL classics that we show with a bathing ass in one of his fights. I mean, all incredible stuff on our YouTube and Twitch. And speaking of YouTube and Twitch, we have amazing perks for you if you ever want to support the ESFL in general. I mean, tier 1, you get the ESFL and cap emotes, and then along with tier 2, which is $9.99, ESFL cap emotes and an ESFL Twitter follow. I mean, it's big time when the ESFL follows you on Twitter and all social media. And then tier 3 is amazing. ESFL and cap emotes, along with an ESFL Twitter follow, and along with that, you get to fight with an ESFL champ or former champ once a month. So amazing perks, you have to say, Crooks, for all if you want to support the ESFL.
Yeah, that's an absolutely amazing deal, especially if you're able to do the tier 3. You get the highest of the highest level player that you get to play once a month, which means pretty much you're probably going to get partied up with them. You're going to be able to pick his brain like, "Hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you set up this?" and get absolutely valuable knowledge to help your game take a step to the next level. So I would recommend getting that tier 3 sub, so that way it'll not only will you get the follow from the ESFL Twitter and camp emotes, but you'll also get to play against a high level player.
All amazing perks. You definitely want to be a part of the ESFL. If you love ESFL and you want to be more about it, that's how you do it. Along with joining our Discord and subscribing to our YouTube channel and following the Twitch channel to see all the VODs, to see what you miss if you love what you're seeing right now. But speaking of what we love right now, we are done with the prelims, everybody. We are getting ready for the main card here, Crooks. And when we take a look, our first fight of the main card is Jaime Bucks versus Mr. Finnen. And these guys are hungry for a win.
Yeah, Jamie Bucks and Mr. Finnen. Jamie Bucks is a high level grappler. He has great knowledge of the clinch and he loves to drag his opponents into those later rounds to try to get that finish, to try to test your will there. And Mr. Finnen is very comfortable everywhere. He has a strong top game and he has a great submission offense. So he's very knowledgeable in the ground game and he feels comfortable no matter where the fight takes place. So we're going to see who is able to impose their will in this matchup here.
With all stats level as it's a mirror match with Peter Yan. Both guys are looking desperately for a win. They've been in the ESFL for the second season and they're hungry, desperate to get on the main card and get a victory. Jamie Bucks, I think, is in the red corner using the. And then Mr. Finnen is in the blue gloves, and already we get this fight going as the start of the main card of ESFL 112 gets going again. I am your host and play-by-play commentator, Kingsley. Alongside me is the grind never stops, Crooks 209, and we are excited to call all of these fights for you. As already we're seeing a little bit of jabs being popped out for Jamie Bucks. Jamie Bucks getting some nice hooks in as well, and already a good start for Jamie Bucks right there. Oh, but as soon as they said that front kick, and now just a punishing. What a punish from Mr. Finnen right there. I was about to say all good things about Jamie Bucks, but Crooks, Mr. Finnen came out to play.
Yeah, Mr. Finnen has him up against the cage here. He was able to clinch him up and push him back. He has him in that back. It looked like he went for the back hitting, but it was smart by Jamie Bucks to deny that there. Jamie needs to be very, very careful. That is a great counter that Finnen hit him with the front kick while he was trying to jab pressure him there. And here we are on the ground, and Jamie Bucks is going to try to put in a lot of damage. He's probably going to try to posture up with his Piotr Jan and rain down ground and pound here.
And you have to think after that rock, you kind of want to take it to the ground, see where your opponent's at. You have equal characters in Piotr Jan, and going to side control so far so good. And into a sprawl. We see sprawl with 3 minutes to go in this first round. And right now, Mr. Finnen, he's looking really good. And now he takes the top position in this half guard. And you have to think this is his moment to shine if he gets this now, but again, gets reversed. But man, we could possibly see a rear naked choke, but good, kind of a chess match that we're seeing on the ground game right here, Crooks.
Yeah, we could see they're going tit for tat. As you see Finnen here trying to get some good damage in. He decides to get up. He had that knockdown. He feels comfortable here. He feels like Jamie is kind of rattled here. So Jamie needs to try to take a second, recoup, try to slip some strikes, try to get some good damage off on Finnen, and try to get himself back into this fight.
And you have to think, Crooks, it's always been a sigh of relief when you get that first knockdown, especially in the first round. It takes like a lot of pressure off of you and what your game plan wants to do, and all the pressure is on your opponent to just try to come back from this knockdown.
Yeah, it really can be. It can psychologically break you if you're not ready for it. If you were just thinking, "Hey, this fight's gonna go my way," and it doesn't straight off the rip like that, it can really throw you for a loop. But it really, really looks like Jamie has recovered here. He's landing some good combinations on Finnen, but he's getting pressured. He needs to earn some respect in that pocket. This is what I tell and I recommend for every single new player is if you're getting pressured by fighters, you need to earn some respect in that pocket. Get him out of your face. Make him think twice about wanting to stand here and throw combinations with you.
And we see the 1 and 2s from Jamie Bucks, but not able to get some capitalization. But right now, we're seeing Mr. Finnen acting like a grown man in there, trying to land some combinations, taking the center of the octagon, saying, "This is my octagon. You're just living here." As we approach the 10-second mark here of our first round, who's going to try to land that crucial hit, that one mistake? But it seems like both guys are going to go back to their respective corner at the end of the first round. And look at that. The total strikes landed 34-25 in favor of Mr. Finnen and 10-6 on significant strikes.
Yeah, and I feel like that rock really made Jamie really hesitant about throwing jabs. So Jamie's not really gonna try to jab pressure him anymore, and it was a great game plan by Finnen.
And already he says he doesn't want any of that striking smoke. He wants to go straight into side control. But again, when we were in this ground game in the first round, Mr. Finnen had a good chance of just reversing and get into half guard. So it's up to Jamie Bucks if he wants to stay up in this position, trying to deny some transitions. But good job defensively from Mr. Finnen so far.
Yeah, he's been able to deny as he gets denied there by Jamie. This is tit for tat here. They look like they're very equal here on the ground. Neither one seems to have um, a dominating advantage here. As we see, Jamie is just content here, just hitting him with some elbows inside control. He blocked the first backside, but was not able to block that back when he postures up there. That was a little bit of trickery there. He just tried to posture up to posture back down to go back into back mount, but it's blocked there. They both get up. Jamie has back clinch here. What is he going to do? He tries to pick Piotr Jan up and slam him, but now he's dragging him forward, and that gets denied as well. Beautiful defense there by Mr. Finnen.
Yeah, beautiful, and with plenty of time to land some striking as the hooks, the straights are just landing very nicely. Jamie Bucks on the back foot when it comes to the striking game so far. And a nice front kick to boot, and a nice up. It's just a constant barrage of strikes, and it leads to a knockdown. The barrages land into a successful knockdown. And again, just like deja vu from the first round, our second knockdown of the contest. Oh, but a nice takedown for Jamie Bucks, slowing it down a little bit, trying to get some revenge in the ground game. But he hasn't been doing much in the ground game. He's been able to get in side control, but not really in the posture of avenue. He's getting denied a lot of transitions. You have to think, and as soon as I said that with 2 minutes to go, gets reversed, and you have to feel kind of deflated for Jamie Bucks right there, Crooks.
Yeah, it's very, very deflating. You get that takedown, and then you immediately get rolled without even being able to put yourself in a position to do some good ground and pound to get to get some points there, and that's very smart by Finnen to just get back up there. He has the advantage here in the striking. He's knocked Jaime down in both rounds, and he's landing good block breaking combinations on him, and he's cornering him right here. Jaime's got to get out of here, whether that be with a major lunge or with a slip, and he
Oh,
gets knocked down with the straight right there. This is troubling because now if he decides to release you here, you are back in the corner. Luckily, Jaime gets that push away animation. But like I said, Jaime needs to do something to get Finnen to respect his power in this pocket here, Kingsley.
yeah, I mean, with under 45 seconds to go in the second round, it's been purely in hand of Mr. Finnen. Finnen able to just get the nice slip. Oh,
Oh,
but wait a minute. Jamie Bucks with a slip for himself, able to get the rock, saying Jamie Bucks is not dead yet. He still wants to fight. Oh, gets another rock. Wait a minute. The tables have turned. Excuse me. This fight has been crazy so far. Oh, gets a nice pull, but not able to land. Oh, but man, a little bit of a scary moment for Mr. Finn, and he was looking really good, but one costly mistake could have cost him 2 stunts, and now it could be anybody's fight going to this third and final round right here, Crooks.
yeah, it was 2 knockdowns against 2 rocks, man. And of course, the knockdowns outweigh the rocks, but geez, Finnen, you got to be careful going into this round, man. Jaime is not going to give it up to you easily. And it's going to be who wants it more in this third round here, Kingsley.
Yeah, I'm already. We see Mr. Finnan going for a takedown into half guard, but now in the full mount situation. And you have to think, Mr. Finnan, he's kind of like he kind of has 2 rounds in the back. Oh, but gets reversed. Jamie Bucks needs to be the aggressor. He needs to find a way to get some posture ups like he's doing right here, attacking the body. Oh, but a nice slip defense. The defense has been on par on the ground game for Mr. Finnan. Now it's up to Jamie Bucks to get the third rock of his fight. He is fighting back, and with plenty of time, the slips have been working for Jaime in the latter rounds. And Mr. Finnan, he's looking kind of shaky right here, Crooks.
Yeah, Finnen, he needs to be really, very careful what he's throwing out here because Jaime is
Oh,
not backing as he gets rocked again and he gets
oh,
caught with that head kick and knocked down. You got to watch out for the uppercut here as you come out. He wisely backs himself into that cage there, but here's the trouble. Finnen has him back up against the fence, and I guarantee you, Jamie's head health is significantly lower than Mr. Finnen. So Jamie's got to be very, very careful and try to counter again here as we go on to this round, Kingsley.
oh. And Jamie Bucks gets slipped out. How low is that head though? It was just low enough as Mr. Finnan had some scary hours, but able to pull it back and get a victory. He is now 1-1 in the ESFL as he's at 500. But man, Jamie Bucks gave him a run for his money, but a good contest in general for both of these competitors.
Yeah, I mean, what almost an incredible comeback by Jaime, but man, Finnen put it on him in the first round. He caught him with that beautiful front kick that dropped him in the first round. Then he dropped him again in the second round. Towards the end of the second round, Jaime tried to make a comeback. He was able to get a couple of good rocks in, but in total, heading into that third round, it was just the damage that Finnen was able to do in the first 2 rounds that really was just too much for Jaime to overcome. But a great, great performance by Finnen.
Yeah, I mean, like I know a lot of people were kind of on the edge of their seats with their channel points because you could do predictions here on Twitch, and man, that was a close fight. I mean, Jamie Bucks able to just make it a little bit closer than usual, but man, what a good and great fight that we've seen so far, and hopefully we get to see more. But let's take a look back at this fight card. I mean, so far so good in the main card with that one fight, but man, like for our later fights, I mean, this can only mean good things as we still have our co-main and main event still on our way in ESFL 112 right here, Crooks.
Yeah, I mean, if the card itself is going to determine what is a precursor to what we're going to see in the future, man, you guys, these next upcoming fights are going to be crazy. I mean, we've seen almost comebacks in Jamie Bucks. We've seen great performances from guys like Mayhem. We've seen an absolute banger from EK Issues and Hammer. Overall, I mean, what more could you really want in a fight card that we broadcast here on the ESFL? This is what you get from following the ESFL. If you guys feel like you guys are fighting at a high level in this game, then come and test it out here. You see the product that we put out here, the kind of fights that we have here in the ESFL, they're absolute bangers, and this card is no exception.
No exception. And again, we put on 4 events a week. We have our affiliate leagues, which features me, Crooks, and Yuri, who was 1-0 in the ESFL. We showcase our affiliate leagues with the UFL, IXC, and Primetime MMA. And then along with that, we have Friday, that's our multi-tournaments, featured with Ed Parker, a bunch of awesome names, where it's a different kind of style than what you're usually seeing in these ESFL cards. And then we have our traditional ESFL number cards. We have ESFL 112 live here tonight, and then others we have ESFL 113 and 114 being next week, Saturday and Sunday. But 4 events every week to put on for you guys, and we hope that you guys enjoy it. And plenty of VODs on our YouTube and Twitch, so you definitely want to check them out. But speaking of checking out these fights, it looks like our next fight, we are getting some notification from the back that our fight is not ready. So let's talk about that last fight. I mean, we let's take a look back at that last fight, Mr. Finnen versus Jamie Bucks. I mean, Jamie Bucks, he's now 0-3. Where do you see him going in the ESFL Xbox rankings, so to speak, Crooks?
I Mr. Finnen with that performance is gonna go up. It's gonna be interesting to see how far he's actually gonna go up there, though, Kingsley.
Yeah, and you have to think like the Xbox rankings, along with the PS4 rankings, it's always so close. We are still in the beginning stages of the ESFL second season for UFC 4, and it's always good to see where the landscape shakes out a little bit. And as we are going to be looking forward to some more fights, we're going to take a quick intermission to get everything ready. So we will be right back, guys. Stay with us. We got plenty more fights going in later speaking. So we'll see you guys in a short bit. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live back again for ESFL 112, and you never know what's going to happen in ESFL because we have a special late replacement in our next fight. It's going to be Suave Jaime going against Game Room, which looks to be what an amazing fight that we have in our main card right here. Crooks, I know you're excited about this contest right here.
Yeah, man, Suave Jamie. What can you say, man? The former ESFL Xbox champion, he is still undefeated. He has yet to be defeated in ESFL gameplay, going up against Game Room 29 AD. Man, this is going to be a banger of a fight. We have an absolute stand-up artist in Suave Jamie going up against a strong ground game and has a fighter that has improving striking game in Game Room. So we're going to see how Game Room decides to approach this challenge that Suave Jamie is posing in front of him, because as of late, nobody's been able to figure this guy out in ESFL play here.
Yeah, but what a way for Game Room, aka Danny, to finish out his ESFL career with this amazing fight. I mean, this is the top of the top. If you want to leave off your leaving legacy in this contest, I mean, this is the way to do it. This is the opponent to do it. As Suave Jamie coming off of like the bleachers to get ready for this fight, a late replacement. Game Room in the blue gloves using the Peter Yana mirror match against Suave Jamie, who's in the red. And get your channel points ready, get your predictions out, because this fight is going to go heavy and fast. And already, Crooks, instead of going heavy and fast, they're taking their time. You know Game Room's going to try to put on some pressure, but so far, Suave Jamie taking his time. We know the striking of Suave Jamie, it's really good.
Yeah, Suave Jamie, you need to be very, very careful because he traps you. He has very, very great traps as he's able to land that beautiful switch kick right there. He's very, very good at working the body. I actually just did a video with him not too long ago, so I know personally how tricky his stand-up can be. So for Game Room, you need to take your time. As Suave goes for a takedown there, that's not something that we see out of him a lot, but we're going to see how good both of these guys' ground games are here, Kingsley.
Yeah, we're going to see how good it is. Again, inside control, being really much the patient guy. We see, into the crucifix, but gets denied. Good job from Danny, a.k.a. Game Room, in the blue gloves. So far, so good. But again, you're just being suffocated in the side control. And those knees are still doing damage. I mean, it's leading up to the grapple events. But again, a nice denial from Danny. Danny able to do some good stuff in the defense, but he needs to watch out for those knees to the body.
Yeah, those knees to the body do a lot of damage, probably more than people think, as he's able to push Suave Jamie up to the cage here. He needs to try to do some solid damage of his own. He let Suave Jamie off the hook right there by letting him off the cage. But here, look at the body damage that Jamie was able to do in that side control. So Game Room needs to be careful for the rest of this round, because now Suave Jamie knows he has a weak point. He's going to start ripping those body uppercuts as well as those slip straights to the body as well.
Yeah, and you already see the head hold just being half and now blinking for Game Room. Game Room just getting hit with some vicious uppercuts and hooks, trying to do a side step, but gets landed with a knee. Oh, but a nice answer back. Suave Jamie just gauging the distance a little bit differently and then able to land some hooks. Just a clean combinations, able to land, but a nice kind of a whip from Suave Jamie, and now getting hit with some black gates combinations. Oh, good body shot. Nice way to gauge the distance for Game Room. Game Room able to find his way as we're approaching the 1 minute mark, and a nice combination landing.
Yeah, Game Room's starting to land and find his rhythm, but he needs to be very careful as he was able to catch Jamie there with the body hook. He tries to go for the switch kick, but it's blocked there, Kingsley. But now he's trying to mix Jamie up. Jamie was able to avoid getting knocked down there, but now he has that respect. Like I said in the last fight, you need to gain respect from people that are trying to put these combinations all up in your face like that, and he has gained that from Suave Jamie. He needs to be aware of those 4-punch combinations that Suave is throwing out and breaking his block and hitting him with that uppercut at the end of it to get that solid damage in there, Kingsley.
With 5 seconds to go, these strikes are still going to do damage, and a nice hook to end the first round. The underdog Game Room with a late minute replacement, and Suave Jamie is holding his own. And look at this replay right there. Just the body uppercuts, giving a little hint of red on the screen. So Suave Jamie needs to be on his 1s and 2s if he wants to keep up the momentum. But as we go in the second round right here, again, Game Room, aka Danny, this is his last fight in the ESFL in the blue gloves, going against the former champion Suave Jamie. Suave Jamie is on a last-minute replacement and putting the work on Danny. Danny getting knocked down, and this is not where you want to be if you're game room right here, Crooks.
Yeah, you do not want to be on the cage. He's firing off those body knees, trying to chip away at that body health. So that way, look at the head health. It's already down. Suave Jaime is just trying to make it to where no matter where Danny gets rocked here, he's going to be in trouble. If he goes to the body, he's going to go back up to the head and rock that. If he rocks the head, he's going to go back to the body and rock that. He's trying to put him in a situation where no matter what Danny does, if he gets rocked, he's going to be in deep, deep trouble here, Kingsley.
59 to 46, the strike totals were in favor of Suave Jaime, able to land those body shots. And compared to his head health and body health, it's all in favor of Suave Jaime. Suave Jaime just being a little bit patient with his pressure overhand, not really connecting. And now the head health blinking for game room. Oh, but the front kick, Anderson Silva-esque, as he brings down his opponent into, I think, a second knockdown. So already the ref, is in hand for Suave Jaime right here, Crooks.
Yeah, that knockdown's going to secure him the round, but he's just not trying to go for round victories. He's trying to get the damage off and get game room out of there. Game room needs to be very careful. He denies that side saddle sweep or the side saddle judo throw right there. He's getting hit with that push kick, switch kick right there. That body health is slowly but surely starting to chip away. Suave Jaime is breaking that block with that 4-punch combination. He shoots for a takedown, whips it, and he gets uppercutted and puts him to sleep. That is just ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And that's the type of elite striker that Suave Jaime is there, Kingsley.
Ooh, that was clean. That, like, in an instant, just Thanos to snap him out of existence. Look at this replay right here. Boom! Straight to the chin with that vicious uppercut. Both guys going for it, but Suave Jaime, his caliber, able to put away, just crumbling at his feet. Suave Jaime with an excellent victory coming in late minute replacement. But kudos for game room for being game and, standing in there and fighting his heart out. But man, what a crazy sweet knockout right there, Crooks.
Yeah, tough luck for Danny there. That's a tough last fight to get on a replacement fight. Jamie's high caliber, man. You would have to have some time to be able to prepare for that level of striking though. But man, and I wanted to point out the reason why that flash KO happened from Jaime was because Danny was going down for that rear body uppercut to lead body hook combination that he had been ripping Jaime with, that actually got that rock in the first round that he had. He was going for that combination and Jaime caught him with that rear uppercut and it just flashed him and knocked him out. Beautiful, beautiful timing and a beautiful placement on that strike. And shout out to Jaime for coming through and showing us what an elite striker does in this game.
Hopefully we get to see him on future ESFL cards because that's what he brings into the ESFL. He brings that skill, that caliber, and just brings a big fight feel wherever he goes when it comes to the ESFL, and especially from the UFC Esports League that we had previously before. I mean, Suave Jaime, he is a killer. But speaking of killers, we're going to unusual territory when it comes to the weight division, light heavyweight. And what I see on the screen right here as our fighters, Creasy versus ZC3P, both making their debuts in second season, hovering around the John Jones, who says, show me the money, and let's probably get a fight in the future with Francis Ngannou. So very interesting when you look in the scouting report in this light heavyweight division.
Yeah, so as we see, Creasy, they're both going with the John Jones pick, which kind of plays into Creasy with the jiu-jitsu that he has. He's an offensive grappler, and he's always looking for submissions, which fits John Jones perfectly in this game. He has very great submissions, very good takedowns. But on the other side, we're having his opponent that loves to choke. He's a grappler, and he's a rear naked choke hunter, which is also ironically plays perfectly into John Jones' style here, Kingsley.
All right, here we go. This is one of our last fight before the co-main and main event here at ESFL 112. And already Creasy in the red gloves using John Jones, Z3CP using the blue John Jones in the blue gloves. And already trying to go for a takedown attempt from Creasy. Creasy able to get the bag and takes him down. Could we possibly see a rear naked choke? I know that's been the move of ranked competitors in UFC 4. But into a backside position right here, Crooks.
Yeah, I think Creasy's just trying to go for the control here. I think he knew that Z was onto the fact that he was going to go for a rear naked choke. So here he's postured up. I think he's just getting a read for what Z is going to do when he does posture up for later events. Maybe as we see Z go right here into the sprawl, that's a very, very good position. He can stall out here and either take the body punches, or he could push Creasy up against the cage, but Creasy wisely gets away from it. He stands up. He's able to avoid that clinch, but he gets nailed with that side kick here, Kingston.
Yeah, so far so good for Creasy. I know the people who bet channel points is going to be really happy about that, as the majority, 12-6, goes in Creasy's favor of who they think is going to win in the chat. But more people put more channel points up for Z3CP, and so far able to get the takedown right here in full mount. But again, Creasy with a nice reversal right there. And this is where he wants to do his damage. He's attacking the bite, tries to go for a posture up, doesn't get denied. And now we're just going to see punches in bunches from Creasy. But Creasy needs to watch out for this sprawl attempt, but he gets into it so far, Crooks.
Yeah, he's able to get out of there with that get up there. That's a very, very tricky situation. He hits him with a lead side kick to the head. He tried to go to that spinning elbow, but he got caught right there by Creasy. Look at the stamina of both men. It's starting to go down slowly but surely with the amount of grappling that they're trying to enforce on one another. As Creasy tried to pull guard there, but that ain't working. He said, nah, we're not doing that unless I'm doing it to you. He tries to get him in the standing guillotine, but Creasy denies that, and he's able to get that trip there.
Chess match so far that we're seeing on the ground game, especially in the clinching. And this has been an all-around MMA fight that we've seen so far from both competitors using the John Jones. As we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the first round right here, Creasy getting hit with some knees to the body. He needs to watch out for that. He needs to be careful, try to defend that a little bit. But Z3CP doing a nice job of just keeping his opponent just unpredictable a little bit. Oh, but the head kick just whipping, not in range, and that could have been very cautious. Oh, but a spinning back fist landing from Creasy. And right now, it's just been who can make the mistake, who is going to find a way to just open up their opponent. And nice uppercut landing with under 30 seconds left, Crooks.
Yeah, it's really going tit for tat. Who's going to make the mistake and who's going to be able to counter it? They're both throwing the spinning elbows. They're both trying to hit the takedowns. As we see Z deny that takedown there from the but that's a big whiff, and luckily the round ends, so Creasy can't be made to pay for whiffing that big head kick. I don't know who won that round. It looked like Creasy got more takedowns than Z, so it might have swayed the judges in his towards his way, but I have no idea who won that first round.
Well, on the fight, it says it was 2-1 with takedowns going in favor of Creasy, and it was like 23 to I think 10 or 11 when it came to striking in favor of Creasy, but the significant strikes were 11-5 in favor of Z3CP. And so far, we're seeing all the way back into the clinch game in the second round right here. Again, Z3CP in the blue gloves, Creasy in the red. We see Creasy taking the center of the octagon, trying to land some kicks, but not able to get the timing right. As we see Z3 able to answer back, just able to get some whips in and just strike against his opponent. But it seems like we're going to be more in the clinch, more in this round right here, Crooks.
Yeah, it seems like they're in a race to see who can get each other to the ground first. As we see Z3 right here, he's trying to drag Creasy to the ground. He's able to take him down into that back sitting situation. Now we know that Z likes to go for the rear naked chokes, so he's punching him to the body to try to get some GA, so that way that transition is a little bit faster. But Creasy wisely transitions there in the backside. This is a very, very good position to be in here. We see Z trying to rain some ground and pound in there. He needs to be very careful because John Jones can sweep you from there, but luckily Creasy rolls into this full guard. Now it all depends what Z wants to do here. He transfers into half guard there, but I don't know. It's going to be very tricky because John Jones has good submissions off the back as well, and he does have those jiu-jitsu transitions if he's able to block a strike there.
And he gets reverse and getting his back taken back. He had a good posture up moment, good sequence of punches, but now his back is taken again by Creasy. Just taking this time, trying to get that grapple advantage with some punches. As you can see, that upper meter from the round timer, you see it's mostly leaning red in favor of Creasy, but a nice reverse into a sprawl a little bit. As we're going to go back to the stand with under 2 minutes, and now we're going to try to swing for the fences right here, Crooks.
Yeah, he's going to try to do something to separate himself in this round and get this round. It looks like he's going to try to drag him. He tries to go for the backpack, but Creasy is onto it. He's able to deny it, but he gets taken down into that back sitting position. And for those of you guys that don't know, this counts as a takedown, but here's Z3. We know he likes to go for those rear naked chokes. how good is his offense and how good is Creasy's defense here. It looks like he's on him. Creasy needs to try to do some shiggle work here to try to get out of the way here, but that bar is filling up. This might be it here, Kingsley.
I mean, it's getting close. It's neck and neck, but that blue bar is looking a little bit closer than what Creasy would like, and it might be over. Yes, it is. Z3CP with the rear naked choke, able to get the victory. Amazing chess match and clinch game that we saw from that contest. Z3CP able to get the submission victory. What would you take out of that performance from both competitors?
I mean, Z3 just did a great job of clinching him up. He took his back, and before he went for the back sitting, he tried to jump onto Creasy's back. Creasy denied it, but I don't think Creasy was aware that the game was going to allow Z3 to get that back sitting takedown, and that's where he got in a little bit of trouble. We see Z3 was able to take Creasy's back a couple of times in the fight already, but he did not go for that rear naked choke. So maybe Creasy just thought, I'm going to be able to transition in the backside and take my time here and gain some GA, but that was not the case. It was a grapple heavy performance by Z3, but he was able to get the job done.
Very grapple heavy. We saw a lot of clinching attempts. We saw a lot of catch legs. Not really many strikes we laying out. I mean, I think that's the lowest total that we saw when it came to strikes. But again, you see 8 total takedowns attempted on one side, 7 for the other. Both guys just wanted to get it to the ground. That's where they felt good about it, and very interesting to see. But before we get into the co-main and main event, I mean, so far so good that we've seen so far. I mean, very dynamic than what we've seen for the prelims. The main card has been very interesting to say the least. I mean, we saw Suave Jaime in there, Crux.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy fights, and Suave Jaime was a replacement. He wasn't even supposed to be on this card. So what craziness we've had on this main card. It's been a delight to try to, well, not to try, but to call these fights. These fights have been very interesting. We've seen Suave Jaime put on a beautiful, dominant striking performance, and then we come out and we see Z3 put on a great grappling performance. So we've had a little bit of everything. No matter what you like, if you like the grappling aspect, we got that. If you like the striking aspect, we got that. If you like submissions, we got that as well. So overall, it's been an amazing night of fights here.
That's an amazing fight. So we're going to take a quick commercial ad break, but we will be right back for the co-main and main event because we got 2 amazing fights ready for you guys, and we can't wait to show them. So stay right with us. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our co-main event of ESFL 112. It's almost about that time as we have Fodinator against Canio. Fodinator 1-1 going against Canio, who is 1-2. Both guys very hungry in this co-main event to get a win right here, Crooks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy fight. I'm expecting a great fight as we have EK Slick here, who is named that he likes to refer to himself is the People's Champ. He's an aggressive ground and pound fighter, and he has very unorthodox stand up. So he's not gonna stick. He's gonna try to be not what you would normally see when you're fighting somebody ranked. And he's going up against Fodinator, who is a knockout artist. He's an elite striker. And he's very comfortable everywhere. So even if you take him down, he's very comfortable there. He's going to try to get back up and knock your head off. It's going to be a very interesting matchup here in this fight.
And don't forget to get your predictions out as soon as we have them. This is the co-main. We want to see who are you rooting for in this co-main event, as it's Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns right here. Very interesting matchup to say the least. Kamaru Usman, we know he has the grappling, he has the striking, being used by EK Slick. And then again, Gilbert Burns being used by Fad. I mean, this is looking to be amazing. This is your co-main event of ESFL 112. And already we're starting off with a banger as a nice denial from Fad. Fad able to just get out of the way and not get taken down. But see, that's the game plan for EK Slick. EK Slick doesn't want this to stay standing up. He wants to change the levels a little bit and try to take his opponent down to the ground.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job. He's forced Gilbert up against the fence, but Fad's done a great job of denying every single takedown attempt. He gets him in a clinch of his own. I would have liked to see him reverse that position there, but Gilbert Burns also has a great top control when he's on the ground as well. So it's real interesting that he decided to take EK Slick down here. He tries to posture up, it's blocked there, and we see a lot of feigning here, Kingsley.
We're seeing a lot of feints. We see this could be a little bit of a chess match. It's a denial going to the left from Fad. Fad able to just keep the top mount position where he wants it. And you can see the chess match. You're just slithering across the octagon if you're the bottom fighter. But again, you want to do this to get the reversal as he does right there. EK Slick on top position right now in half guard.
Yeah, and this is where EK Slick wants to be. He tries to go for top mount there. Fad wisely denies it. He fakes right there again. He's able to get him back into a full guard here. Gilbert Burns does have a rubber guard, so when this goes back down into his full guard, EK Slick needs to be very careful not to get trapped in that rubber guard, because it is not a place that you want to be, regardless of if you're Kamaru Usman or not.
Yeah, you have to think just a nice slick transition. That's a 1, 2, 3. Tries to get the posture up, doesn't get it, and a nice now. It seems like what EK Slick he wants to do, he wants to make everything not look what it seems. Just doing a bunch of feints, a lot of canceling out the transition, trying to give Fad a little bit more to think about when it comes to it. As a nice denial from the crucifix, not able to get it fully. As EK Slick takes in sprawl position right here. And Fad, he needs to find a way, with 130 left, to just try to find a way to get back standing up. And a nice denial from the submission right there.
Yeah, he's able to push EK Slick back up against the cage now. He's in more of a dominant position. If he wants to grapple, he can, but EK Slick is able to detach from right there. Now, this is where Fad wants to do his work. They're back off of the cage. He's not pressed up as EK Slick lands a good uppercut right there. This is where Gilbert Burns needs to do his work against Kamaru Usman. He needs to get that good damage in to the head, so that way it puts him up ahead in the rounds before they go back down to the ground.
And already for the last 35 seconds, we're going to see them both standing up. Who is going to make that crucial mistake? We know when these last couple of seconds come around, usually someone tries to go for the home run hit, but as we're seeing the clinch position, not really much being landed. Some combinations trying to land out, but it seems like we are going to approach the second round with both guys getting some nice momentum. Oh, head kick almost trying to land, but just give him something to think about as we see the toe strikes landed. 42-27 in favor of Fad, but in the second round, who do you think needs to adapt more going this co-main event?
Well, I think Fad, as a fake glove touch happened right there, I believe.
Wow.
Fad needs to make the adjustments. He's done a great job of denying the takedowns, but he needs to get some more damage in on the feet, open up just a bit so that way he can secure. Pressed back up against the fence there by EK Slick. Now he's in the backpack position, and now he's in back sitting here, Kingsley.
It seems like we're getting a little bit of bad blood from that fake glove touch into a ground situation, as EK Slick didn't find that a fake glove touch all that fun, but now into a top mount posture up, just landing hooks and some straights. Good defense on that last hook from the right side, but Fod, he needs to find a way. Oh, but a nice denial. Another denial, but a denial back again. You know, it's usually a 50-50 when you go in the top mount now in that posture up, but so far so good. Just very nice denials that we're seeing in this chess match right here so far.
Yeah, it's real interesting because we see EK Slick is blocking the transitions. He's trying to posture up, get some good ground and pound in. This will win him the round if the rounds are very close. We could see here Fad is able to get back into his half guard here, but he needs to be very careful not to waste too much of his stamina, because Kamaru Usman will posture up and rain ground and pound down on your face here, Kingsley.
Yeah, and already we're getting to the halfway mark of the second round into a posture up. Into a full guard. It was a posture up, but he went to a full guard right there, and just a bunch of chess moves being planted by EK Slick. EK Slick just getting denied once again. It just seems like there's no line up, but this is scoring very well for EK Slick. As long as he's in top position, he's able to get some ground and pound. This is going to look well in the judges' scorecards, but again, anything could change if he brings it back to center. But again, a posture up opportunity, it just denies it. He's just going to stay in top mount position right here, Crux.
Yeah, and I'd like to see some fakes from Fad on the ground. He's not really doing anything. He's waiting for EK Slick to try to move. He's able to get himself back in the sprawl there, but there's not really much that you can do here other than try to transition either into your half guard or into your opponent's half guard here. You're not up against the cage, and you're not going to be able to press him as EK Slick rolls into the backside right there. This is a very dangerous position. He blocks the back sitting. Now, I'd imagine he's going to try to get up here. Is he going to be able to get it? Yes, he is. But still, you're still in trouble here. This is why I stressed that when they are on the feet, like they are here, that Fad tries to do as much damage on the feet as he possibly can, so that way he is still going to win the rounds if EK Slick is holding him down on the ground there, Kingsley.
And he's doing a good job. He was able to land some hooks and get his opponent down into side saddle right here. He was able to get some nice punches. I mean, that's going to score really well. It's going to be interesting how the judges score this round with 10 seconds remaining. But you have to think, good job by Vod to just get some momentum going into the third and final round. Let's see how the fights total stats are. 21-17 in favor of total strikes landed of EK Slick. But again, it's been looking only one significant strike for EK Slick, but no glove touch in this third and final round of our co-main. Again, Fad in the blue gloves using Gilbert Burns, EK Slick using Kamaru Usman. And right now, we're just going to keep it standing up. How long does it take to go for a takedown? Not that long, as under 30 seconds the first landed, but good defense. One thing we have to be impressed about is just Fod's defensive ability when it comes to the ground and just denying these takedowns, as he goes for a takedown himself.
Yeah, his takedown defense has been great, and he's able to deny that backside right there. I'm surprised he didn't go for an arm triangle himself right there. It's gonna be real interesting to see what Fad wants to do. I feel like that first round was very, very close. That second round clearly went in EK Slick's favor. But what is Fad going to try to do here? Does he go for control? Does he try to get some good ground and pound in? Because at some point, I feel like EK Slick is going to be able to reverse this position. He's throwing out a lot of fakes right here. He's trying to gain some GA. He goes for that full guard transition, but Fad's able to block that half guard sweep, and then he goes into half guard himself there, Kingsley.
Yeah, and already we're just seeing clock ticking away, and you have to think that second round could be up in the air possibly. We could possibly see a split decision, and the Kamaru Usman using a lot of stamina, going for a submission right here. I think this is a bulldog choke possibly, favorite Crooks?
No, it's a rolling knee bar, Gilbert Burns, and look at EK Slick's. Look at his stamina. It's going to be very, very hard for him to get out of this submission. Look at how big that gate is. Gilbert Burns is known to have great submissions off of his back. Look at that window is increasing with the slightest bit of movement from Kamaru Usman.
I thought Kamaru Usman was getting submission, but look at this. Fod getting some payback, getting the submission, able to win a co-main event. Man, EK Slick hasn't felt destroyed after getting submitted like that. Unbelievable scenes that we see in the co-main right here, Crux.
Yeah, That rolling knee bar is not a submission that is heavily used. Not everybody has it in this game, but Gilbert Burns does have that. It is very, very viable if your opponent is not being
Ladies and gentlemen,
is
referee
not
Dan
aware of their
Maragliano has
stamina
called a
and
stop
is
to this
not using
contest.
it in the best way. He was able to catch him there. I don't think EK Slick himself even knew that Gilbert Burns had that sub, but what wherewithal and what fight IQ by Fad to know that he had that submission in his back pocket, and uh not only to know that it was there, but to actually go and execute it. Brilliant, brilliant play by Fad there.
Yeah, and you have to think, Fad. I mean, for EK Slick's perspective, you went all this way to take your opponent down to the ground, do all this, lay on top of him in top position, just do the most, thinking that you have the first round bag, maybe the second round's a little bit close, to only get submitted using all that stamina. It was so low to get an unexpected submission and like to your defeat. I mean, you have to think what is in the mindset of EK Slick right there, Crooks.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure EK Slick probably didn't remember, or probably it probably just slipped his mind that Gilbert Burns even has that sub because, like I said, not a lot of players, a lot of fighters, character models have that sub. But I know that Gilbert Burns has it because I've had a couple of opponents of mine try to pull it on me, and that's why when I mean I know you got kind of confused because you thought Kamaru Usman
Yeah,
was a bulldog choke, but that sub was very prevalent in UFC 3. A lot of players had it. The Diaz brothers had it. So when Nick Diaz was a very utilized player in UFC 3, so you would see a lot of people use it there. But Gilbert Burns does have it, and it's a joint submission, which we all know are very, very. You can either say OP or balanced, depending on how you look at it. If you're a submission artist or not, it's a very, very good submission to go for if your opponent has low stamina.
absolutely. And man, what a co-main event victory for Fad. But speaking of which, we before we get into the main event, again, we thank you guys for sticking with us here in the ESFL for ESFL 112. We are live here on Twitch and on YouTube, usually showing you guys 4 events a week, starting with our affiliate leagues on Wednesday nights, and then Friday in the afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, with the multi tournaments, and then the ESFL number cards on Saturdays and Sundays, hosted by Saturdays on Balian with Bruce Lee Rob and I'm a Boxer, and usually with a roundtable commentaries for these Sunday cards as well. We thank you guys for coming here again. If you want to follow the channel on Twitch and on YouTube, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and catch up on all the VODs, all the cool uh, fights that we have, especially one that's been specially highlighted in our recent kind of videos. And then also, if you want to be a part of the ESFL community more, join our Discord. If you want to be a part of these fights, try to sign up for one of the fights. If you feel like you can handle the spotlight and maybe climb the ladder a little bit to fight for ESFL title in the future. And then also, we have an amazing community. And along with that, we have perks. We have perks tier 1. You get ESFL and camp emotes. And then ESFL tier 2, you get the camp emotes along with ESFL, the actual ESFL following you on social media. And then the biggest tier of them all, Crooks. I mean, you get to fight with a champ or a former champ, along with all the tiers I specified below. So, I mean, amazing things coming for the ESFL. We're only going to get bigger and better, and I can't wait to be a part of it with every single one of you. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, predictions ready, because it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is your main event for ESFL 112. It is going to be EK Chis versus PapaLemur, who are both 1-1, but looking to make a big stamp in the main event scene here for 5 rounds. And we're going to the lightweight division, but on the scouting report, this is no lightweight competition.
No, it's not. And we got EK Chiz. He is a dominant grappler, and he has Khabib-like pressure, which ironically you see him hovering over that Khabib pick, and he's happy to stand too, but he primarily wants to be on the ground. And he's going up against PapaLemur, an ESFL veteran. He has been around for a very, very long time. He has great counter striking. He learns your combinations very fast, gets reads on you very, very quick, and he has insane leg kicks. This guy is one of the best leg kickers in the world on either system, whether that be on Xbox or PlayStation. We've seen the tear that his leg kicks did when he was fighting in the E-League. So we're going to see, and he's using Rafael Dos Anjos, so we're going to see how he is able to utilize those leg kicks against that Khabib pick of EK Chiz.
And already we're seeing a lot of support in the Twitch prediction. A lot, 54% going in favor of Chiz to take this main event. So we know PapaLemur in the chat's view is the underdog in this main event. Again, Chiz in the red gloves using Khabib, RDA being used by PapaLemur. This is your main event. Here we go. Already a nice check of that leg kick. Different kind of pace that we're seeing so far from our previous kind of fights. The main event, this is a strategized war in these 5 rounds, and already we're seeing just both guys filling each other's out, but just fighting in the phone booth and good distance as an overhand gets blocked a little bit from Lemur. Lemur able to get some nice hooks in, and you have to think the leg kicks are going to be very telling of how this main event is going to go down. Ooh,
yeah. And Lemur was able to slip that knee right there. But see, look, EK Chiz is able to initiate that grappling. He's got him up against the clinch. He's going to take that back right there. Now, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to drag him down? He's able to deny that. Lemus Khan denies it, but he gets taken down into back sitting. Now, what is EK Chiz going to do here? He has that rear naked choke at his disposal. No, he's going to go ahead and decide to take the top control where Khabib is at his best.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Khabib time as Chiz is ready to just stay in this position. He has plenty of time to do his damage, do his work with possibly over 3 minutes left in this first of possibly 5 rounds in our main event. And so far, Chiz going to a posture up, trying to lay some haymakers onto his opponent that blockades his little head health, kind of following suit a little bit. But Lemur needs to find a way. He gets a nice now the crucifix, but man, it's a little bit scary. We know RDA is good on the ground. He has some good submission offense as he gets a reverse. Lemur doing a very good job so far.
Yeah, Lemus, what fight IQ by Lemus. He knew that Chiz was going to be on him, trying to push him up to that cage because that animation is so fast. So he used the side control down animation to get him into a top control here. And RDA is no slouch on the ground himself either. He has a very good top game. He has very good ground and pound, has great submissions on top just as well as on bottom. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Lemus approaches this as he gets swept right there, Kingsley.
Like clockwork, we're back on Khabib time as he's taking the top position. And Chiz, he wants to be here, but again, RDA is no slouch when it comes to the bottom fighting as we're approaching the 1 minute mark of this first round right here. As a posture attempt works, and now just attack and bite, just 10 some strikes. Not really much of defense from Lemus. Lemus needs to find a way to get some reversals, but with 40 seconds, how much do you take just like say the round is just his and try to survive another round here, Crux?
Well, I mean, there's 20 seconds left. He hasn't done too much damage, but Chiz is just trying to chip away. He feels like he's got this first round. He got the takedown. He's controlled a majority of the round, but here he is. He's postured up with 10 seconds left. He's going to try to rain down strikes, but Lemus wisely slips that straight, and that's the end of the first round, Casey.
Yeah, end of the first round. As we take a look at the replay right here, again, this was the story of the first round. Just posture up, ground and pound to the body and to the head of RDA. Lemur needs to find a way to get out of these positions. Maybe try to keep it standing as much as he can, because if it keeps up the rest of this fight, it's going to be all but Chiz going into these couple of rounds. But again, taking your time, trying to refresh. I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. Your Chiz right here, Crooks.
Yeah, if I'm Lemus, I'm staying off of that cage. I do not want Khabib to pressure me up against that cage, because then when he shoots for that double leg, he's just going to press you down and he's going to get you into that clinch and take your back, and then it's a 50-50 position from there. But if I'm Chiz, I am going to try to keep the pressure on him, whether that be by clinching him or trying to go for those double leg cancels and taking his back that way with the single leg bail out of there as well.
Yeah, you got to watch your back to the cage if you're Lemus. He needs to find a way to not get taken down and land some good combinations. Again, Lemus in the blue gloves, Chiz in the red gloves, using Khabib Nurmagomedov. And already see total strikes line is 63 to 39 in favor from Chiz. And Chiz already into half guard position. And we're back in the position where Chiz wants to be. But RDA, he needs to find a way to just limit his stamina a little bit. It gets denied, and this is going to be a hard time for RDA.
Yeah, Lemus tried to catch him there faking. If you fake and your opponent transitions at the correct time, they will get a free transition, but wisely Chiz was able to stop that transition from happening. But here he is back in side control. He's raining on them elbows. He went for a postured up position there last time, but he rolls into sprawl there, does Lemus. He's able to avoid that guillotine choke. Let's see if he denies Khabib from going to backside. He does. Now, this is a very good stall-out position here, Kingsley.
I mean, what we've seen from the co-main, this is kind of has the same story as we see one guy dominating takedowns a little bit. But again, all these transitional denials will take a lot of stamina out and keep you like unexpected, as we're seeing punches and bunches being landed right now. And oh, an ankle pick gets landed into side control right here. But again, you can get the takedown, but you need to do something with it. You need to get some damage and not get denied in your transitions, as we see Chiz onto the posture up, ground and pound, but nice defense so far from Lemus Khan.
Yeah, Lemus defended that perfectly. He was able to get Chiz back into his half guard. He gets him into the full guard. He wisely goes back into that clinch. But here, Chiz is going to take the back again and throw him into another 50-50 position. He gets him some clinch work off right there. He's going to try to jump on the back. That's denied by Lemus. Smart play right there. Now in the middle of the octagon, I'd like to see Lemus try to land some strikes right there with the hands. Don't utilize the kicks unless Chiz is backing up, like right there. He timed it out perfectly.
And you have to think, this is where you have to do your damage. You need to be on your P's and Q's and basically be perfect when it goes to sound. You cannot allow Chiz to get his striking going along with his grappling. With 30 seconds approaching in the second round, this is where the damage needs to be put on. But the back to the cage and the overhand landing for Chiz. Chiz able to get some strikes on his favor. But so far, Lemus taking his time, playing his back to the cage a little bit, playing outside, but a vicious knee landing with a combination. But Lemus getting a check of his legs, and that is the end of the second round. Some good bright spots for Lemus with the denials and the push kicks, but so far Chiz has had it in the bag when it came to the grappling.
There was bright spots for both fighters in that round, but as I said, Lemus needs to try to keep his back off of that octagon. That is where he is getting taken down. He only got ankle picked. He's only gotten taken down in the middle of the octagon once, and that was by that ankle pick in that last round. So if he wants to have success, he needs to keep it in the middle of the octagon, keep his back off that cage. But like I said, if you're Chiz, you keep shooting for those double leg bells, putting them in 50-50 spots, hitting those turning takedowns off of the cage as well, Kingsley.
Again, this is your main event of the evening, not 3 rounds, but 5 rounds of both of these comparisons. As we see a rock, huge rock from Lemus Khan in the blue gloves, using RDA. Chiz using the red gloves, and Khabib automatically goes into a takedown saying, nope, I don't like that. We're going to take it to where I'm comfortable at, and now it's Khabib time. But what a good start from Lemus Khan, and that could possibly win him the round if it stays to be like an even kill on the ground game.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't eat a lot of ground and pound, this round is going to be in the bag for him as he tries to go for the full guard sweep right there to put Khabib on his back. That gets denied. But here's Chiz. He's going to try to give him that damage to make up. But he's able to get that Kimura reversal there. And now he's in a good spot is Lemus. He's inside control. Khabib's on his back. Now, Khabib is very dangerous here. He has a 90. I believe he has a 92 off the back as well as a 98 top control. So he's no slouch either. But here's Lemus. He's trying to capitalize on that head damage he did earlier by getting some ground and pound in, but it's denied there, Kingsley.
In UFC 4, doing posture out, especially with those slips, is always a scary situation because you never know if you're going to get reversed. And after he's been kind of getting taken down a bunch, I mean, this is his opportunity. I'm surprised he's not trying to go back to the stand-up and he's staying in the ground game. I thought after that rock, he might want to try to stand it up, but I guess he's fearful of like maybe another takedown and maybe be in a bad position. But again, these transition denials are going to mount up in some way as we're approaching the halfway mark of this third round right here, Crooks.
Yeah, and like I said, Lemus he's an ESFL veteran, so he's been here before. He's been held down before. This is something that is not new to him. He has a fighter that is very good at the ground game as well. Not to the likes of Khabib, but very, very close. He's posturing up. He's getting good ground and pound in. He knows that he has this round won. He's not trying to do anything that's going to put him in danger of being swept. And overall, he's just executing a beautiful game plan here. As we see him posture up again off of that full guard transition from Chiz. But if I'm Chiz, I'm trying to fake I'm trying to fake and sweep Lemus Khan back to his back so that way I can get back up and get some good ground and pound in.
A turnabout is fair play. We saw Chiz do this in the first 2 rounds, and now it's Lemur's turn. With under 1 minute, he's getting some nice denials, tagging that by a little bit, and he has the favorable stamina advantage going into these later rounds if we even get there. But the grapple advantage all in favor of Chiz as he goes into sprawl right here. But in the backside, could possibly we see Lemons go to a pause row? No, but goes to a back mount situation and takes the back. 20 seconds ago, he can't go for a rear naked choke right here, but he's able to get some damage into a backside. So you have to think, gotta go for a posture up right here.
No, he rolls in the sprawl wisely so that way he can chip more at that body health. But Chiz does the right thing and rolls in the half guard, and that ends the round there, Kingsley.
Bulls are turning a little bit. It's getting a little bit interesting as we go into the main event rounds. As you take a look at the replays here, we see good striking, good landing from Lemmus Khan with a nice hook, able to rock his opponent as the uppercut landing, boom, straight into the dome of Khabib. And now Chiz has a lot to think about. His opponent is hurting, and you have to think, it's only gonna, who's gonna dictate the first couple of moments of this 4th round of a 5-round main event? It could be anyone's corner who gets it done as we get ready for the 4th round. Here we go. Again, this is your main event of 112. I am your play-by-play and host commentator, Kingsley, with a vicious knee. Land from Lemmus Khan in the blue gloves. Crooks is the color commentator. And already, we're seeing a different change of pace. Lemmus Khan pressing forward a little bit more, getting some head health damage. But again, the takedown roll from RDA. Already, his back to the cage. And this is where he doesn't want to be here, Crooks.
Yeah, and you see Chiz is going for it. He's throwing more strikes. He realized these are the rounds that I need to win. I lost that last round. The first round was very, very close. He's trying to press the action, but Lemmus Khan is responding back with good slip strikes right there. He needs to keep his back off that cage, but look at him. He's trying to work at it. He's trying to get his back off, but he's also trying to stay safe so that Chiz doesn't hit him with that overhand that he's been firing off. Because if Lemmus Khan is caught slipping, that overhand is going to connect and it's going to do major damage. He catches him with a beautiful body kick right there. Lemmus Khan looks like he's starting to take control of this fight here, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, the lower third was a little bit deceitful. It was 160 to 98. Total strikes landed, but how many were that? Was just in the ground, just peppering some shots, trying to get grapple events. As we see a takedown here, and then the momentum just instantly shifts into Chiz's favor. I mean, like, it's going to be tough to tell how the scorecards are going to be. I'm happy I'm not going to be a judge. But Lemmus Khan, he needs to keep it back to Santa. But again, he has to feel confident of where he was going into this ground game situation.
Yeah, but he needs to be very careful. You have the best grappler in the video game on top of you in terms of the character that he's using. 98 top control. He's able to deny that backside there. This is a stall out position. Lemmus Khan is just going to eat these body punches and wait to get stood up by the referee if he can. EK Chiz is trying to get off to his backside. He's faking. He's faking to try to gain GA, and overall he's just going to end up standing up because he knows that's what's going to end up happening anyways. He's able to land some good knees to the head right there. He tries to go down to the body, but is blocked there by Lemmus. Lemmus gets blocked right there with a straight, and this is not where he wants to be at, Kingsley.
I mean, we thought Lemmus had a better chance in the stand-up, but already we're seeing Chiz doing a nice job. I mean, he was able to check that leg kick into a rock opportunity, able to land it, and he gets another takedown. And with 1 minute to go, it's looking troubling for Lemmus Khan. He was able to get taken out, but again, a nice denial. Samuel's both pretty much the same going into the last couple of seconds of the 4th round, but Lemmus needs to do something different. And here we go. This is his opportunity. With 35 seconds to go, he needs to put the pressure. He needs to throw the kitchen sink a little bit more in this 4th round right here, Crooks.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful. His head health is a little bit lower, but you are right. He needs to try to do something to try to set himself up to get a victory in that 5th round. Whether that be by chopping down that block a little bit. He hits him with a beautiful body kick right there. But overall, that was a round that went to EK Chiz.
I mean, we are in the 5th and final round. As we take a look at the replay, just good striking from Chiz in that 4th round. Very much different than what we see in the previous 3 rounds, as he's trying to land that head kick, but not able to get the blockage just so low. But every time he's in the striking position, he goes to the clinch, he brings his opponent close, and just attack with those knees to the face. So far, so good. But if you're PapaLemur, you have to think, you kind of need a finish. You need a definitive round right here and right now. This is the main event of ESFL. Everyone is watching. You need to find a way to get the victory, as here we go. The 5th and final round. Who is going to take the victory? Already punches and punches landing, but again, belly to belly. Oh, gets denied. Lemur, he needs to find a way to get some denials and find a way to get his opponent. One mistake, one strike is going to bring their opponent down. Ooh, the uppercut could have been deadly right there, Crooks. But as we get almost to a takedown situation.
Yeah, as he gets taken down there, he gets taken down, but Lemur switches into being the offensive here. He's able to deny that full guard. Is he going to go to side saddle? He does. He is able to get in the side saddle. Now, Chiz needs to be very careful here, because if Lemur blocks one of his transitions, he can go for that armbar. And Lemur has very, very good subs on RDA as well. He's able to block him from getting to that backside. Lemur stands up here. He fires off that leg kick, is able to land it. But now Lemur needs to try to go for broke here. He hits him with a good uppercut. He drops that head health just down just a little bit. And man, they're going to war in this last round here, Kingsley.
Time is ticking away for Lemur. He needs to find a way. He's putting the pressure on Chiz. Chiz still holding strong with 3 minutes to go. Lemur playing his back to the cage. This is where he usually gets taken out. Oh, tries to go for a head kick. Oh, that could have been a chance. That was almost a chance for Lemur, but not able to get it. And now we're in possibly a backpack situation. We're just staying here. And again, man, just a deflating sequence for Lemur as Chiz able to take the ground. But again, in the sprawl situation, time is not in favor of Lemur. He's not able to get into another situation, into a backside right here, Crooks. We're almost 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and he's going to get up into that back sitting situation, and now the rear naked choke is a very, very big possibility here. Let's see what Chiz is doing. It looks like he's just stalling out. He's going to take top mount here and put himself in a better controlling position. Let's see what Lemur does here. He tries to hit that get up, but now he's at a stamina disadvantage. And he tried to transition right there, but now he has Khabib raining ground and pound on his face right here.
Oh boy.
It's going to be the end. It is not.
Almost close to the finish, but will it go to the judge's decision? Chiz looking to finish the fight here. Defense. Oh, a good slip, but not able to get it. Not slipped it. Wait a minute. Oh, he has a little bit of time to get submission, but not enough time. He might just be in desperation mode for Lemur. But Chiz able to sit comfortably, feeling like he has this in the back as long as he doesn't make a mistake. Good transition denial. Good denial in that aspect. 30 seconds to go. Can he possibly get up? He's in the clinch. Okay, Lemur, he needs to fight. He gets a takedown. Okay, 30 seconds to go. What can Lemur do to find a way back in this fight? 10 seconds. Oh, overhand. Overhand lands for Chiz. The knockdown, and that might have sealed Lemur's fate as we will go to the judges' scorecards for this main event. Interesting array of events. Crooks, how do you feel after that fight?
That fight was crazy, and in that 5th round, Chiz really went for it. That overhand really sealed the deal for him. He was able to get another rock on Lemur, but overall, it was a great performance by both guys. It could have been 2-2 going into that last round. It could have been 3-1 Chiz. Who knows? We all know these judges are fickle as heck in this video game. You think you won it, but you might not have, so who knows? But Chiz said, you know what? I'm going to go out and try to finish this fight. And it was an amazing performance in that, and an amazing round in that 5th round as well.
Now we go to Bruce Buffer for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest. 49-46. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Khabib the Eagle.
Here we have it. Your main event winner of ESFL 112 goes to EK Chiz, able to get the main victory with 49-46. But man, what a good performance by Chiz. Able to use the striking when he needed. Very dominant when it came to the ground. Just able to keep his opponent down. But Lemur, he was a game opponent when it came to the stats. But man, I would love to know the fight statistics as we see here. 203 landing total strikes to 133, but I think in the significant strikes, 47 in favor of Lemur to 30. It was just the knockdown and the stuns into a 49-46 decision. You have to think, what a good fight from Chiz.
Yeah, it was a great fight. As you can see, he shot for 26 takedowns there. You know, some people are going to have a little bit of an issue with that there, but Khabib is the best grappler in the game, so he has the highest grappling stamina in the game, and you're going to be able to implement game plans like that. But Chiz did an absolute great job getting Lemus Khan, backing him up, putting him on the cage, whether that be by double leg bailing and pressing him up against the cage, or he even shot once for a double leg turning takedown off of the cage when he thought that Lemus thought that he was going to put him into a clinch. It was an all around great fight IQ contest by Chiz, but also a great contest by Lemus Khan. And way to show your takedown denials there, man. You denied a lot of takedowns. He only got 9 out of 26, which is a very, very low percentage, but Chiz was able to do work off of the takedowns that he got. And overall, it was just a great performance. And it was a great fight for not only to watch, but to call as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the edge of my seat. It could have turned around in a moment. We've seen how this fight card has been, but taking a look back at the fight stats, we saw in total ground control, it was in favor of Khabib with 9 minutes and 27 seconds compared to RDA. I think had 4 minutes and 25 seconds around that area. I mean, both guys were having their moments in the ground game. It was just when it's Khabib time, it's like clockwork, and it's hard to get out of it, especially when the guy who is controlling Khabib is able to implement his skills in denying transitions, which came both ways. It was just heavily in favor of Chiz. But man, both guys have nothing to hang their hats on. I mean, it was a magnificent fight, a magnificent main event from both of those competitors, and just indicative of the whole fight card in general, right here, Crooks.
Yeah, it was a great card. That main event really took the cake. I mean, what better main event could you have to end this great fight card that we've had? We've had amazing fights. We've had a former ESFL champion step up on short notice and put on an absolute dominant performance and knock his opponent out with an uppercut. We had grappling performances like the main event that happened. We had that rolling knee bar sub that not everybody has seen in this game, or that maybe that some people didn't even know existed. We had one of those. Overall, this card was absolutely amazing. All of these fighters came out and put on the best performance that they could.
Absolutely. What an amazing fight card. What an amazing time to be with you guys here in the chat, live on Twitch and on YouTube, and commentating with you, Crooks. I mean, we always have fun in these cards, but man, we love to bring this type of energy. And if you want to see more of this energy, we have it all over again on Wednesday nights, our affiliate leagues. That's when we're going to be back here live here on Twitch and on YouTube with one of our affiliate leagues, getting things going. And if you like these kind of fights, guess what? When you see the up and comers from our affiliate leagues, they love to put on a show. I mean, if you need to have any proof, look at our previous affiliate cards because they were amazing. And then we have other 3 fights events ready to go for you. So a lot of great things happen in ESFL, a lot of perks, a lot of great things that are coming your way, especially on our Discord. So be sure to follow all our socials, follow all the fighters, give them your love and support, and root for who you want to root for. And we will see you guys at the next time. But before we go, Crooks, any last words from you?
Hey man, this card was absolutely amazing. Shout outs to all of the guys that signed up to compete on this card. Whether you won or you lost, you all came out and played the best way you could. There wasn't any hiccups in terms of like broken moves or anything like that. We didn't see any standing guillotines. These guys came out, they played their heart out. It was absolutely amazing. And shout out to the staff members that put this
Mm.
card together. Shout out to all of the production crew in the back that allow us to come out here and really have fun with commentating these fights and allow the fighters to put on entertaining shows for not only ourselves but for you guys as well. And shout out to you guys for coming through and spending the couple hours with us watching these entertaining fights. Without you guys, there'd be no ESFL, there would be no esport league at all. So we appreciate you guys coming through. It's always fun I know I can speak for myself. It's always fun for myself to come out here and commentate and have a good time for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. And I look forward to not only calling more number cards, but also the affiliate league cards like you were talking about earlier, Kingsley.
Absolutely. It's going to be me, you, and Yuri for the affiliate cards on Wednesday. So you don't want to miss that. If you love the energy that we bring, just you wait till you see on Wednesday nights. But again, huge round of applause for the staff, for the mods, for keeping the chat clean as much as they can, and just everyone for coming around. I always have a pleasure commentating with you, Crooks, and just working with everyone in the ESFL. I can't wait to do this again. But with that happening, we thank you guys for coming here watching the ESFL 112. We will be back again on Wednesdays. I can't wait to do another one with you guys. So without further ado, this is saying goodbye for the #1 virtual fight capital of the world, Esports Fight League. I've been Kingsley. That's been Crooks. Shout out to Feckin for doing production and all the Wanglers and mods and everything. We will see you guys at the next fight night.